I did not expect to take a nap in the middle of the day. I wanted to stream a little bit earlier, but I was like, stream, shins. But with the fatiguing reality of choice, yeah, with the fatiguing reality of choice, my brain just shut down. And plus, there were people over at the house, and I didn't want to leave my room. So I ended up taking a nap. That's just how I am. And the worst thing about taking a nap after 12 that I just want to get out. I just want to sleep for the rest of the day until I realize, nah, I don't really need that. There we go. Sometimes I worry that the ads that I run, the whole ad plan, becoming a sunk cost fallacy. Even though I'm learning something every day about it, trying something different, getting impressive numbers, like genuinely impressive numbers. Getting that sale just seems to be possible if you taking a nap, get you half an hour after school, and then you wake up and dress just went 2 a.m. knowing you had to study for an exam next day. I love those. Oh, that's the fun part. I just don't study for the exam. There was a time where my parents were strict about my grades, and I remember I had to fight them like day after day. When I say fight them, I mean just cry. I would just cry. And it would just look pathetic, and they're like, Mason, stop. Mason, stop crying. Mason, you stop. You love school. Mason. And that is when I've learned that people don't like it when you cry. It's really pathetic looking, but they get off your back. They get off, and that's literally all I wanted. Man, I hated that aspect of school. I remember when I remember when my dad tried to pitch Purgatory Academy to my uncle. My dad, it just showed that he really didn't understand what the comic was about, and he didn't understand why I hated school. It's like it's like you one of those times where you realize when you talk to somebody they're not listening. I remember there was a time where he thought that I didn't want to get a job because it would remind me of high school where I would be around people, and he thought that I hated being around people. And I'm like, no, I don't have a problem being around people. I have a problem doing things that don't matter. And not only that, I think I would, if I'm being 100% honest, I'd probably be a more well adjusted adult in society if I did drop out and got a job. But the thing is, my parents didn't want me to drop out because they kind of had the old world mentality of get a you graduate high school, go to college, then you get a good paying job, and I'm not saying I'm a prophet or anything, but that didn't turn out. Look where we are today. That's that's not happening. And looky Lou, you don't really need a huge degree to do anything right now. And if that, there's a huge job market, there's a huge job crisis going on. And I still want to do what I'm doing right now. I'd rather be doing what I'm doing right now than than whatever I job hunting or worrying about getting a car, paying car insurance, paying all these health insurance, just paying like insurance on top of insurance that I'm not even going to need until I deathly need them. And until I get there, I'll be like, why am I living just to pay for stuff that might happen that I don't really want or do not really care about? And it's I constantly go back to when I was like hanging out with one of my cousins. They came over uh for the summer, and we were having like I tend to have like a lot of deep conversations with people. I don't know why. And I remember my cousin brought up that after a certain point in his life, he wanted to kill himself. And I remember when he brought me when he said that to me, I was like, oh yeah, true. And I and I remember I was like recapping that experience with one of my friends, and and then my friend was like, "You responded to his plea to suicide with yeah, true." Like, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess I did." Like I was absolutely paying attention too. Um, but the way that my mind works is, yeah, I'm doing this thing that I feel like I am ordained by God to do because I'm really good at it and I'm pretty charismatic when I do it. You know what I mean? But I've been doing this for like years, and it's been it's been a learning experience, but it also has been failure after failure. The reason why I keep doing so many different things is because that I fail at a lot of them, and I refuse to give up. So that's why I keep you keep seeing me do all these different things that looks cringe because I'm trying to find the one thing that works. You know what I mean? It's like that. It's like what they say in sales. You need like one, like all you really need is 99 no's and just one yes, and that one yes will like carry you for the rest of the year. Like that's the thing. I'm just trying to find that one yes. Like I'm for several years, 7 years, almost 10 years. It's been no after no after no when it comes to which attempt would work for me for what I'm trying to do. Just to find that one yes, right? And getting rejected. And there's one thing about me: I don't like being rejected. The reason why I don't like going after um just going after like different stuff, different social stuff that people say it's a good idea, or challenge. What do they call it? Competitions is because I don't I don't be a part of anything, any competition that I am not sure that I'm absolutely going to win. If I'm not gonna win, I'm like, why even? I'm not even gonna try. If I know I'm not gonna win, I'm not even gonna try. Being honest, they got groomed into that train of thought. We just had to realize it wasn't happening because of the markets crashing and employment or Armageddon. Oh yeah, yeah. Honestly, it was just, it was such a coincidence. that the world was ending. That the world was just ending, and I decided to be like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that at all because why would I don't want to go to college. Like the math wasn't adding up. I'm not going to college because I don't like the whole appeal of it. Just didn't sound appealing. Just didn't make sense for what I wanted to do, and I didn't like. My dad wanted me to go to an HBCU, and I was like, I don't want to go to an HBCU because I don't want to go to college. Um, the school wanted me to like people. I guess my teachers or mentors or whatever they wanted me to go to an art college, and I was like, no, I'm not going to art like. Fine, yeah. If I'm going to a college, I'm going to an art college, but you can't really just go into an art college. You kind of have to like. Well, you can if they accept you, community college. Yeah, I ended up going to a community college. I remember there was like something that was so cringe. Um, I remember there was something that was so cringe. I remember I applied to go to my local community college. I was younger. I was young. Whatever. And I got the letter from the college, and my mom's like, hey, it's the community college. Are you gonna open it? I opened it, and I was like, oh yeah, I got accepted. And my mom was like, oh man, we should have filmed it. We should have filmed. And I'm like, mom, it's a community college. It's like, I think that was like a trend at the time, where people would film themselves saying, I'm going to college. Wow, I'm gonna be the first in my family to finally go to college. And I was like, it's community college. It I think it's probably illegal for it feels like it would be illegal for them to deny me, you know. And even then, I remember I was watching a video talking about how the the more not exclusive the more applicable college became, the higher the bar of employment went. So because back in the day, when you had a college degree, that meant you jumped through hoops, right? But now that everybody and their dog has a college degree, that's just the bare minimum. It went from an advantage to being the bare minimum. And the bare minimum just kind of and the employers raised the bar of the bare minimum because they're like we'd rather just hire AI or literally cheaper or just slave labor, state mandated state endorsed slave labor. And I'm like, oh wow, guess I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Like I could have, well, I guess I couldn't say I could have chosen a better thing to do because entertainment's like the worst thing to do. Such a zero sum game. But if I was like in tune into using my skills into something else, something more profitable, if I was aware, I probably would do it. Like if I could use my skills in like some other way that I'm able to do, that's like in that Venn diagram that I'm able to do, and still be able to have the energy to work on stuff like this, I'll be like, heck yeah. But until that comes by, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna stick with these commissions that barely get me by, barely. And now that I've been doing the ads, that's just another monthly bill, just to try to find a way to get like stuff popping. I am fully I fully feel like I'm just the hardest. I'm one of the most hardest working people in this space, like doing comics and stuff like that. And, like working hard isn't just making more pages a day. It is also trying to find a way to make the business side work, to grow, to scale. You know what I mean? But even the entertainment industry, it's pretty much hosed. It's nothing but nepotism all the way down. Even with that, you know what I mean? Unfortunate. To be honest, I think that one of the things controversy should have more industries. Oh wait, conservatory. Th- One of the things conservatory should have more industrious and work market related skills, because I learned to compose from medieval to contemporary styles, but it took as long to sell me. Conservatory? I'm not familiar with work related skills because I learned to took me as long to sell me. Oh, music. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it can get. I'm sure. Yeah, it's not ideal. I'm sure. Let's see if I can get some hair to make give this guy. This guy kind of looks like Sheen. The hair reminds me of Sheen from from Planet Sheen from Jimmy Neutron. So that's the background. Here we go. There we go. They're like, yeah. Do I have to illust? Have to illustrate anything else? No. Okay. Cool. I don't think I have to draw any any more thing. I do have to. Hold up. Hold up. Dang it! I completely forgot to make to make a clickbait thumbnail. Wait. Did it pause? Oh my gosh. Oh great. Something's not right. I forgot to make a clickbaity thumbnail. Maybe I can do it now. Maybe I can do it now. Just to see how close. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, there we go. There we go. No, we're good. We're good. Let's see. Let's see. See if I can make a clickbait thumbnail in a second. No, not that one. This one's better. Let's see. What are some popular? Let me go to Google Images. What are some popular comics or manga? Well, PNG, PNG. I'll be like making my own comic. Whoa, whoa, dude. Invincible is absolutely one of them. Download here. Oh, please don't tell me it's a WebM. Okay, can I save as? Can I open it up and save it as a WebMP? I think I can save it as a WebMP. I want to crop this, save as. No, PNG. I need to save it as a PNG. That will be great. That'll be the best. Where's the freaking PNG? No way. Oh, there we go. PNG image. There we go. I hate all of these. This might actually let me save real quick because this might crash everything. Might crash everything. Hey Lamai, I went back to community college because I cannot afford to go to university again. Once you get a BA, no more scholarships for you. Make a face like you're surprised. No, I'm not doing that yet. Not yet. Yeah, I'm gonna make a face like, oh! No, wait. I'll be like, oh, oh. I'm drawing like, ah, ah, ah. Oh my gosh. uh No, I can only do something like that if I'm streaming because if I'm by myself making those stupid faces, I'll be like cut like I need a gun to my mouth like real quick. You know what I mean? Dang, I need that live drawing in a different. Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to remake build this thumbnail from the ground up again. Hi teacher, this is save as saves ass. That's real. That's real. Where is it? Here we go. Here's the JPEG. Yep, that is it. New. What's the resolution of a thumbnail? 1280 by 720. Yeah. Yeah, this will be the background. Yeah, that'll be the background. You will be literally here, so it'll draw people being like, "Oh, I know Invincible." What's a popular Jujutsu Kaisen character? I'll just look up Jujutsu Kaisen PNG. Oh my gosh. This is stupid. The most successful college students had someone paying the bill. I remember some teacher students looking at a woman who worked on a Ventura Brothers who worked on Venture Brothers with envy. Like, why was she there? Her company paid her. Ventura Brothers? You mean the show? Oh, you mean the show Venture Brothers? Okay. Yeah, I mean, having money is kind of like the end all be all. Yeah, having money is kind of the end all be all of like life. I remember I was having a conversation with one of my cousins, and like the idea was like, how can we save the black community or something? And I was like, yeah, we live in a capitalist society, so the answer is capitalism. It's not hard. Get your money up. Like a lot of they say money can't buy happiness, but when you're in a capitalist society, like it'll take you a lot more places when you know what to do with it. Unfortunately. No, I'm not trying to link anything. I'm trying to download things. Uh, Save image as. Where would I save this as? I'll save it as downloads. Yeah, here we go. If only they could find me PNGs that I can work with. I can just drag and drop without the checkerboard. Like, come on. Like, sign in to download this PNG. I'm like, how about you sign in to suck my nuts? Honestly, Megacorps could pay for their coworkers' education. Some do, but others are cheap. Yeah, I'm not American, but you know Jay Z, the story of OJ. He's right. Yeah, literally just getting money is yeah, just getting money is the way. Getting paid, getting money is the way. Um, the your alternative is I don't know being like the Amish and separating from society. Get money or be or like separate from society. Dude, I hate this. Can we just like open the image in new tab? Download here. Thank you. Cool. Get yeah. Get money or build community. One or the other. I hate thumbnails. Let me just can I flip it? I'm gonna flip it horizontally. Form horizontal. That way all the boring details of that over there. What's one more for the rule of threes? What's another popular like comic or manga? Hmm. Forgot where it was. I might have to look it up again. Move this out of the way. Money and loosens restrictions on permits. Low or zero interest rate loans. Yeah. Like you just gotta really figure out how to. Oh, here we go. One Piece, of course. Doi. Save image as whatever. Okay. Where did I save it? I think I saved it in downloads. Luffy, where are you? There you are. This looks like a hot garbage. But hopefully there's gonna be enough recognizable faces here that'll make people go like, "Awooga." I know a face or two here. I know a face or two here. I am not a graphic designer. I just get paid to draw sometimes. Dang, not even a. Okay, I think I can just probably just do a glow, a light glow behind everyone. Alright. Second, let me do this. What? Layer. The rest of the color correction. Is it called gradient map? There we go. Okay, that looked. This looks less fine. This one looks bad. Okay, there we go. I expected people to fall off. I'm making this obviously clickbaity thumbnail. It's not even good. I'm not a graphic designer. Let's see. Live. Wait, oh yeah. So yeah, money speaks so loud. Money speaks so loud. So true. I mean, this will be red. This will be red. I know when people live are people that join in being like, "Hey, draw this character," and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, rocks." draw 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 Luffy. Draw Invincible. Draw Raid World. Draw Undertale. Can you draw? Can you draw Nami? Can you draw Peter Griffin? Can, can't save as. Let's see. Pause art thumbnail. There we go. Do not save. Not save. No. This was just a detour. This was just a detour. Save as. This is going to be saved as art thumbnail. As PNG. GG's. Save. All right, let's change the thumbnail on YouTube. What should be the clickbait title? Making my own comics. Who the heck subscribed? Who in the world subscribed to my YouTube channel? All right, let's see. To be to be honest, if I want to know if somebody can draw, I would ask them to draw a horse. That is a name that cannot be pronounced. I'll just call you MW. Going on, MW. All right, let's go to the live and change everything and call it making my own comic. Making my whoa, Mission Impossible, making my own comic. Impossible. Mission Impossible, making my own comic. I'm broke, 27, and living with my parents. Oh man, I know. But I'm gonna make it work. Let's see. Where did I? I forgot where I saved it. There we go. Found it. Wow. Wow. And I used the old like a character is not that's not even relevant to like JJK anymore. JJK is over anyway, so but it's still a popular one. I've been watching your channel for the past year, but it's the first time I catch a live. Oh wow. Well, I will be surprised with the last part. What's the last part I would be surprised about? All right, that's enough of that. That's enough of that madness. That's enough of that. Oh wait, hold up, hold up. I need to probably add in the description. One P YouTube boost this live hashtag One Piece. Well, who cares? Actually, I don't care that much. I don't care that much. I stopped myself because I don't care that much. But yeah, welcome to the your first live. Mondulo was solid. To be honest, Modulo was solid. If only, yeah, I agree. Don't know what that is, but I agree. For the sake of conversation, I'm just gonna start applying the flats. What is Modulo? Man, I haven't done this. I haven't applied the flats in forever. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Do you even watch the what kind of content do you watch on this channel? I I try out a little bit of everything. Oh, it's the continuation of JJK. Oh, okay. Okay. See, I am a casual. Until I start making money by doing this, I'll start caring a little bit more about the comic scene so I can gain more influence. But until then, I'm just gonna be a complete grifter and just use popular titles in the thumbnails to draw people who like generally general stories, but don't ask me. Never ask me. What are my thoughts? Because I'm too depressed to even give my thoughts on other people's artworks. I'm also a comic creator, but I've been pivoting towards light novels as comics these days feels like a waste of time. Any advice? Marketing is the hardest part for me. Yeah, light novels is kind of is a good idea. It is, yes, it is a good idea. Nobody really. I don't recommend anybody getting into comics right now because it's unless you know how to do everything yourself, like storytelling and writing, not like writing and drawing and marketing. Yeah, don't freaking don't try. Just do light novels. Even I want to pivot to light novels, but I still want to finish some of these stories first and foremost. But in terms of marketing advice, uh, man, what I plan on doing with my light novel is I want to illustrate key moments, right? And post those key moments on social media to see if I can even get a little bit of buzz. Like post those illustrations on social media with snippets of the light novel on the bottom, because the that's a good idea generally, because every social media, they have algorithms that reads the page and the letter and the words of that page, so that those words in the page could help with metadata, with showing it to the right people. That's the idea. Um, Posting it online, like Meta, or uh what's the word? What is the freaking on Reddit? That's just the basic stuff. But I'm super burnt out on marketing like that. I'm just going into advertising. I'm just going into like paying for ads and just making a landing page that would get people to buy. Because I've been doing a lot. I've been doing this for a while, like live streaming the art of my comics for a while, and now I don't think anybody bought a single comic through the live stream. So yeah, it's a lot of the marketing is still a mystery. Just keep trying stuff until you get it. I can't really help you with there because I'm trying to help myself. I wish I had a better answer, but yeah, I can't. I honestly can't help you. That's something you have to look at industries that you are into or adjacent to what you're doing, study what works with their marketing, and try to imitate that for yourself. Like that's the best thing I can say. For the past month, I researched the Chinese comic market and found them, and for them, it seems they write the story as a web novel. If it gains traction, then they illustrate it. Seems more efficient. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it kind of seems like an ex- it reminds me of how anime, a lot of anime, are manga first, and everything and it has to be a manga first to see if it works. So I don't know anything. I don't know a single thing about uh marketing with that kind of in that kind of sphere, or showing it off to people, or like finding websites to gain a following that is willing to tip you, to pay you for your compensation, for your efforts, for your hard work. You know what I mean? Because my problem with webtoons, that will always be a problem for me, is that just because you have a big number doesn't mean just because you have a big number of people like looking at your stuff every month doesn't mean you're getting a good payout for it. So if you can own your own platforms, that's a generally good idea. Generally a good idea. And if you can find a way to drive traffic to your platform to get people to into your content, that's a good idea. There's a bunch of ways that you can do it, that you can tackle it. Just start something. Start now. I don't know what you're gonna do, but you just gotta have to start now, and then learn as you go. Like when I work hard on illustrating and writing my comic, it doesn't get traction. I feel demotivated, and been a cycle. So I'm trying to get out of that. Yeah, yeah. You just gotta do that. If yeah, 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 just do something else. I'm a pretty much a big proponent on just try something else. Take a break from comics, and as long as you're not doing and I'm not as long as you're not doing anything that is self-destructive. I think your brain also expands when you're taking a break. when you're not doing the same thing over and over again. Dude, literally, I stopped working on the comics for a while, for a long time, because I wanted to focus on marketing, just finding out how to market this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? If you don't want to do it no, yeah. If you don't want to do it no more, you probably shouldn't. Uh, you probably shouldn't slave away for it. That reminds me of when people say you need to make more and more content to satiate your audience. And I'm like, what are you talking? I'm like, what are you talking about? What audience? Like, no one cares. Like, no one cares. There's no one here. Like, art is like comics are literally for people who are in it for the love of the game. I've been working on on many other things other than composing music, video editing, playing, and recording. So yeah, don't burn your stuff out in the beginning. Yeah, the reason, yeah, the reason why I do comics is because it's what I'm good at. It's literally what I'm good at. I mean, I could give a shot. Like, I do have the first chapter of my light novel done. I really want to have some key illustrations on it, but I guess I can just like post it. But I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. What do you think of Absolute Batman? I heard so for 400,000 copies. I think I've read first two issues of Absolute Batman. I think it's a very interesting perspective of the Batman mythos. Like the idea of Batman isn't like how everybody assumes the idea of Batman is that he's just rich, but the Absolute Batman takes this perspective of it's more he's more than just his and he is more than just his money. He is his grit and intellect, and the love of his city is I like is quintessential to who he is. You know, I think the Absolute Batman is such a pretty good. It's a very good idea, solid concept, and solid idea. Yeah, I absolutely recommend it. Let's see. Nobody, quote unquote, nobody here. I wait. Why did you say that? Did I say nobody? Yeah, I guess what's stopping me from doing my from publishing my graphic, might not graphic novel, but my light novel is the unknown of starting again. Like how would I publish a light novel? How would I go about getting it seen by other people that isn't the webtoons route all over again? Or I'm thinking if I need to take that route over again, you know what I mean? And just circumvent that and try to get people into the whatchamacallit, into an ecosystem. Get that will get them to read the first chapter. But maybe, just maybe, I in way. Let's see. Okay, they're let me move this down. Hmm. Yeah, I was. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll erase it somehow. Absolutely. But yeah, I don't. I really don't know how people kind of do it because there. I remember when I was very early on in my marketing journey, I was seeing how people would market their novels on Amazon, and they had a very similar issue. Oh shoot! Get in the wrong, wrong, wrong layer. There we go. You said something about satisfying your audience and that nobody cares. Oh, okay. Was it was it when I was talking about making more comic content for to satisfy your audience? I like saying nobody and nothing and whatever as a as a hyperbole. I like saying that. I like saying stuff like that as a hyperbole. Going through your channel, your second most watched video is One Piece is too long. Have you tried making more comic review for One Piece, maybe Batman, to attract a new audience? I hate making videos. I hate making videos. That's my issue. Can I do that? Yeah, I absolutely can, but I absolutely hate making videos. Like even when it comes to the most easygoing type of videos, it was the when I tried to make what was it? When I tried to make shoot the type of videos where I would just talk into the mic and have this kind of stuff in the thumbnail, not in the thumbnail, but as B-roll. Me working on the comic as B-roll. Yeah, that was the easiest way to make videos, and I still hated it because I absolutely love those styles of videos where it's just guy talking into the mic about what is on his mind, like very old school YouTube esque. But if I just sit all day and talking about what other people made, I'll just be like, this is I'm going to blow my brains out. I'm gonna blow. Like, it's like, oh yeah, here's my thoughts on Absolute Batman. Oh man, One Piece chapter 1862 came out. Here's my thoughts on it. Uh, like I'm not saying that as like I hate. Well, I hate a lot of comic books and media nowadays. It just doesn't pique my interest. A lot of them. Um, Actually, no, I can't really say that. I just don't look at it. I just don't look at it. I play more video games than anything. Um, right now I've been playing Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. Uh, started Metaphor Refantasio. Uh, recently finished some Shimigami Tensei 4 for the 3DS. Uh, stuff like that. Twilight Princess is great. Yeah, I keep getting lost, and a lot of times I'm like, I think I'm gonna give up on this game, but then I find out what to do, and I'm like, all right, I'm a, I'm a vibe through until I get lost again. I'm gonna vibe through until I get lost again. And while I was playing Twilight Princess, it was pretty funny to me. Like playing through that game, I'm like, dang, I understand why white boys like Link so much. It's I'm like when you would go to school, you would always see that you would always see one white boy with a Triforce shirt and cargo pants. Like Link was like their Superman. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of get it. I get it. Yeah, editing videos are bothersome. But for example, having segments in your streams, like first you review something interesting comics that you found, then you start drawing your comic, and the end with gaming, and then you clip the interesting part into a video's like clickbait title. Oh, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. It's like saying, "Hey guys, oh man, oh man, I just pull out B-roll for a game I'm playing, and I'll be like, okay, so this is what I'm playing. Yep, Twilight Princess. View the footage. Um, eh. Hmm, hmm. View, review, and then start uh drawing, and then end with gaming. Okay, review something interesting. Then I start drawing, and then I end with playing a game. That's an interesting show. That's an interesting idea. Like if I ever have the will to, that's a good idea. If I ever have the will, that's the problem. I don't have the will to make content like that to try. I don't have the will to try anymore. I'm too tired. I'm by myself. That's the issue. Like it's a good idea. That's the issue. That's why I don't. It's sad to hear. I guess that's like one of the upsetting things about people giving me advice. Like especially now, it's like it's kind of too late. Really too late. But like doing stuff for streams, yeah, I guess, sure, yeah, 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 probably. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna work, but gosh darn, I am tired. Darn it. Oh, okay, sorry. No, you're fine. You're fine. You're absolutely fine. Like there was an era when I was on YouTube and I was actually trying, but because I wanted to lead with a because I was trying and try to lead with the comics first, but like nobody cared. No matter how many times that I would try to make it interesting, because this is like basically what I want to do. This is basically the I don't care about a lot of things, and this is like the main thing that I care about. And it's kind of crazy. I get so disillusioned when I see guys just talk about just talk about like whatever. Like they aren't really talented. They just talk about whatever. I'm like that's just enough. So I'm like, okay, maybe okay, that's just how it is, I guess. Some people got it, some people don't. I just don't. I just don't. I think I just accepted that. I'm trying to figure out what I can do with what I have right now. Damn, back. What's going on, my? Kind of do this again. There we go. I use TapPass to upload my comics, and I saw you use Substat. Do you think it's a good platform? I don't think any free platform's that good. That honestly, uh, it Substack is interesting. Yeah. I don't. It has the tools to to allow you to monetize your audience. You just gotta find an audience who is willing to pay to give you money. That's just my thing, right? In a lot of I don't know, I'm not completely familiar with the game theory of Substack. Tapaz, I believe it's pretty much similar to Webtoons, where when you post it on a website, you're trying to use that website's audience to gain attention to your stuff, and with enough hope, you will get you will get somebody or an audience that will throw you a couple bones. Because that's pretty much what I'm in for. That's what I'm in. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I care about. How can I make what I want to make and find an audience who is willing to uh support it, financially support it. I can find people. It's easy for me to find people who like it, but it's hard for me to find people who want to support it. That's the issue since the dawn of art and whatnot. I I really have to refrain from like giving any advice because, like I said, I'm still trying to figure out myself. I'm just trying to do what works for me, and then try to. I'm just trying to find out what works. There is no answer. There, like, what sucks is like just do it, try it. There, really don't really just try it. But do I recommend it? It's hard for me to recommend anything because I've tried almost anything under the sun, and nothing really worked out the way that I want it to work out. I really hate being that doomer guy, but if I if I found the answer of what to do, I'll scream it from the rooftops, or I'll just like keep it quiet. I'll just probably gatekeep that information. Yeah, I plan on starting content creation to promote my comics and build an audience. I saw a successful story of Corey Kenshin, but I dread gesturing online attention. Oh no, Corey Kenshin, dude, that was like decades in the making. Like it's very similar to Repaverse, where they didn't make a bunch of money because of their how good their comics is because of how good their comics are. They made a bunch of money basically as donations to a dedicated audience. And the audience was already there from doing just gesturing. And then after they gesture maxed, they were able to uh do whatever they wanted with the attention, the audience that they accumulated. But that was like decades in the making. Same thing with literally anybody, literally every streamer. Unless you want to just gesture max, clip farm, or you have the money to spend, or you want to do like your idea, like an idea that you have, where you give your opinion on popular people's place. Well, like people, well, just you want to talk about people's places or things all day, because that is a legit thing to win. I remember hearing somebody saying the easiest way to win on YouTube is just talking about popular things. Uploading video, like whenever something popular is out, make a video within the next 3 days about it, and just bank off of the popularity of that one thing. Like do that enough times, quick it, and if you're quick enough, then you have it. Then there's that. As long as you're quick enough, and it doesn't even have to be like well edited videos. You can just like go on surfing the wave. Yeah, that is a strategy. Having a good thumbnail, talk about surfing the wave of whatever's popular on the internet. Do that enough times, and then you accumulate an audience. I just don't do that because I'm so out of the loop when it comes to the internet, and I just hate giving my opinions on stuff. I just hate giving my opinions on stuff. The problem is I see comic and manga space is that the most viewers or follow the the problem I see in the indie comic slash manga space is that most viewers follow the comic creator and not just are not genuine customers. So I don't know how to work around it. Well, there's the first thing that comes to my mind are like political YouTubers where they would talk about politics all day and it's not really about them. It's talking about popular people and how they do that. They accumulate an audience by surfing the wave and then going live to have that audience be comfortable with them because they hear the opinions of a guy. Oh my gosh, why did I? Dang it! Under my neck. Goodness gracious. They know the opinion of a guy that they like. They go when you go live, you're getting making the audience more comfortable being around you, and that's you're making the audience more comfortable being around you. and then you're once you have the audience comfortable with you, then they're going to want to support you. That's usually how it is. I don't see a lot of indie comic manga people just going live, doing their thing, trying to relate to their audience. If anything, I just see people like I just see them talk about their comics, or they just talk about their comics in the community post, and then have a link to it. They don't go live and have a genuine hangout session with their audience. I'm doing the dumb thing, and I do like the hangout thing first and foremost without having an audience. Well, without having an audience, like I have people like Lamai. I have people like F in the chat. I have people like Sketch for the gaming. Lamai F's in the chat. Sketch and sometimes Lewis. Mason talk about Hassan and Asman live. You wouldn't expect the take. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, man. Why is my neck that? Maybe it's because I keep like looking. I need to use the swivel. I should not use my neck to look back and forth. I should use the swivel of the chair. I live in Canada, so I don't know how I can speak on U.S. politics, and also I don't find politics that directly affect my quality of life interesting. Well, you don't have to do politics. That was an example of how people they surf the wave of something more popular, and then they go live. But after they have that audience who agree with their ideas, who agree with their takes, and after they get the audience acquainted, after they're acquainted with the audience, they can go in for the kill and say, "Hey, I also do this. I also make this type of content." Like, gosh, again, let me just block this layer. But in another way, I can see how it works so well when it comes to like politics is a very extreme, and the reason why it works so well is because it's tribal, and it's an explicit expression of the creator's values. And I remember taking a entrepreneurship classes when it comes to branding, where if you're able to explain your values to your audience, that'll make your audience like you a lot more. Like I said, like you don't have to do politics because yeah, who cares? Like literally, just blah, whatever. It's just the point. I mean, it's also why you see a lot of quote unquote grifting coming out, uh, because people want to find a way to use like a topic to make money, as if we're all not struggling to make money in this day and age. Oh yeah, it is unfortunate though. Oh, they go critique angle, spend years talking about other people's work, or they go the critique angle, spend years talking about other people's work, then make your own, sell it to the audience. The problem is that if your work is mediocre, people will tear it apart. Darn it, where's my water? I didn't bring any water. What time is it? Okay. The critiquing angle. I don't think that matters that much. I really don't think that matters that much. If the content is cheap to produce, I think they can just ride the wave of continuing. If they're really smart with that initial push, with that money, it would be a good idea to like. Grant was a good example of the critique. Who's Grant? How would I know of this Grant? And that's also not a bad idea. Just spend a lot of time critiquing other people's stuff. That's another way of showing your value. But the thing that's kind of crazy about me, like I can't really do that thing because I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna talk about SMT4. Like nobody like SMT4 is not even a popular thing, popular game. And plus, I don't have the value, the entertainment value. Well, actually, no. I probably can. I probably do. Like it just goes down to do I want to do it? That's like no. Do I want people to buy give me money or grow an audience on the internet? Yes, but I'd rather just live stream. But it's a game. It really sucks when you're by yourself. Unless you know unless you crack the code or you can just do what most people are just not willing to do. You just gonna have to play the game, and that's why I'm just doing ads. That's literally that's why I'm doing ads. I am so willing. I'm so over the whole content creation thing that I'm willing to just spend $100 a month on figuring out how to make ads for my comics, so it can like fund. So the ads will fund itself, and hopefully soon enough I can make money. I can like pay for monthly expenses because that's how burnt out on content creation I am. I hate content creation so damn much. I'm just not. I'm just not. I just don't have the patience for it. Oh, trash taste. Yeah, it would be cool if I had like a crew to bounce off of, but when it's just me, I'm like, who? I don't care. I literally just don't care. I want to grill. I just want to make comics. I just want to write. I want to write. I want to draw. I don't want to like have this whole stupid what do they call it? I don't want to do this stupid thing where I have to like talk about popular persons, places, or things just to trick an audience to care about what I'm making. You know what I mean? Because my stuff is already good. Because people say it's good. I'm like, I just want. That's why I'm willing to just pay money to learn ads, to learn copy, so I can just sell my comics just straight up, just like that to a cold audience. Because I just hate that. I just hate content creation. I hate the game. For the time being, I plan on doing one shot comics, and for the long run, for a long running series, I'll tell the story in a light novel form. Seems more efficient. I can build a catalog of stories faster. That's a good way. That's a good way. And plus, in this era, like making story, I don't even know anybody who is really killing it, like with independent storytelling. I really don't know. I can't name a person. I probably haven't looked into it. And until that happens, like yeah, until that happens, or you can learn off of what they're doing. Yeah, it's just I'm just burnt. I'm just so burnt out on it. I would rather pay money than just make another make another attempt of content creation. Like I will never forget about the time where I was literally posting like 7 shorts a day, like 8 shorts a day. And nobody cared. Well, people thought it was cool, but it wasn't cool enough to buy anything. And I'm like, yeah, funk this. 8 shorts a day, that's crazy. Yeah. No, yeah. Look at the yeah. If you really no, like go on my YouTube channel. Go on my YouTube channel. What does the number say of like how many uploads? What does it like? Let me check my YouTube channel real quick. Like, how many uploads does it say that I have? Da 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 da. My channel. Yeah, 1,100, 1.1K. No wait, no, no wait. That's subscribers. 1,500 videos. That includes shorts, lives, the podcast that I did, the clips that I did of the podcast and the live streams, and the motion comics, and the clips of the motion comics. The motion comics when I had AI dubbing it, the motion comics when I had actual people dubbing it, the motion comics when I was dubbing it by myself. What else? Shorts where I was trying to interact with people on the internet through my panels. And then like no, I wouldn't say recently. 3 shorts a week would be my gold spot. 1.5K. That's insane, bro. Yeah. 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 It's like 90% of it. 90% of it. I'm sure. The vast majority of it is just me trying to get people to learn or just know of the comics that I make. Anybody who tells me, "Yo, you're just one video away," I they need to be sent to the gulags, like dead ass. Like don't lie to me. I don't like don't tell me lies. One more video, more like one more one more bullet, you know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. Yeah, excuse me, like if someone gives me an idea of like what I should do next, like excuse me though. Excuse me though. Uh excuse me if I don't want to take on any new ideas. No, no, no. No, no. Like me has been like 100% luck for real for real. Got 16K in one, then 3K, and then back to 1K. Oh, you're talking about shorts. Yeah. I wish YouTube had a Newground like community. Like it can, but the problem is like YouTube just doesn't know like what my audience is. That's the crazy thing. I can go on YouTube like right now I can go in my analytics and see what videos YouTube is pushing my content to. And I can tell that YouTube just doesn't know, even doesn't know who to push, who to show my content to. Hold on. Let me go on. I remember you when I was like freaking looking at the analytics for Chimera Island, seeing what other videos they were pushing it to, and it was pushing like Chimera Island to freaking furry inflation videos. I was like, you're close, but no, not that audience, bud. Sorry. That's crazy. What are you doing? What are you doing, YouTube? Let's see. What was it? YouTube Studio. It's so all right. Let's see. Let me see. Yeah, the way that YouTube works is just like audience jacking. That's just how it is. You have to find an audience and to steal. That's all it is. Okay, let me check the analytics with this one. Like my last video of the death of analytics. Oh yeah, and people don't even watch the videos. That's another thing. The hockey puck engagement is uncontested. Uncontested. The numbers don't add up. What the heck is the numbers don't in a video? So let's see. My video about the PSP aesthetics, like the aesthetics of tech and gaming, as dying. Let's see. People are YouTube is showing it to people who are watching videos about inflation. The numbers don't add up. I accidentally started a green screen revolution, not related to games. One thing that's related to games, Nintendo's adds their 2026 lineup in PS5 sales. A Meat Canyon videos, God's least favorite streamer, about the peanut guy, and Windows 11 is getting fixed. Nothing about PSPs. Like only one out of the top 5 is about video games, and it's about Nintendo. And it, like the financial situation of Nintendo, like yeah, YouTube just doesn't know. And that's when I added. Wait, no, did I even add good? Did I even add like a? Yeah, I did add a description and hashtags and tags. Okay, do you know about the food inflation index? I've heard about it. Do you yourself know what kind of audience you want? You seem quite a unique person. Even your art style is one of a kind. It's a blessing and a curse. Um, when I want an audience that buys my books. It's not that complicated. Uh, no, I think it. I think when it comes to like stuff like that, it's like I want to share my opinions and I want to be around like-minded people. I just want an audience of like-minded people. That's just about it. I don't want to. I don't care about what the audience, what else the audience like, unless they like what I like and they have money and they want to donate some money to me to create stuff that they like. like people who love God, well, people who are Christian specifically, people who whatchamacallit, people who like video games. Like I don't even like I don't even like comics that much anymore. I meant comics, and I don't even like read that much comics anymore. Um, Probably like the video games that I play. I don't know, dude. It's like the thing is, you're right. I am such a unique person that I like so many different things. Um, and it's kind of the reason why a lot of people say. I remember a lot of people say, "Yeah, just stream. You have a pretty good personality," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know I do. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty fresh like that." Um, but no, but it's just not happening. It literally just ain't happening. The Federal Unemployment Tax Act video got somehow viral. Yeah, yeah. People like creator of Amazing Digital Circus already know the kind of audience they want to attract for people who fit the niche communities, etc. Furries. It's quite hard. Uh, when I think about Glitch, the first thing that comes to my mind is, aren't they subsidized by the Australian government? Like, that's I know they aren't like they aren't industry plants. They're not. Um, but didn't they also get their start by just making parody SMFMs or something like that? Like it's really easy when it was like this, like when on the early days of Newgrounds too, where if you're making like everybody made parody videos on Newgrounds once upon a time. I don't know if it's still like that, but parody videos of video games was the thing to do because everybody, when you are parodying something, it's something that everybody already knows. So it's like easy money, easy attention, it's easy money, easy attention, easy views. Um until people got comfortable with the creator and their sense of humor. So when the creator started doing their own thing, they were able to springboard off of that. But the problem with me, I'm not like that. I'm not a fan guy. I don't make fan art. Like if anything, I just talk about things. And even then, even when I talk about things, I can see my analytics, my freaking hockey puck uh attention, my freaking hockey puck freaking what do they call it? Audience retention. Didn't you used to make animations? Yeah. I stopped making animations, the same reason why you don't want to make comics. It takes too long. Not enough love. Takes too long. I also wanted to make original stuff. And doing that's just a recipe for disaster because people don't care. It feels like I'm honestly having way more. You know what's crazy? I feel like I would have had like a feeling of, sometimes I feel like I might be having like a sunk cost fallacy when it comes to making. I don't know why I'm holding it like this. I feel like I am having a sunk cost fallacy when it comes to running the ads. But at the same time, I feel like I'm more productive learning about building a landing page, learning about just generally learning about copy. Um, Seeing what works, what doesn't. And it's really instilling the idea that I am not making it anywhere by working hard. I don't right now I'm feeling like I'm not making it anywhere by working hard. Getting crispy sound when you move the mic. Oh, sorry. Sorry. It also might be the PC. It's all this PC is just so old. It's ridiculous how old it is. Well, not really. It's like the CPU is like from 2010, from 2011 or something. I still have an RTX 480, RTX 480. And that was like a graphics card from 10 years ago. 16 gigs of DDR3. I think it's still DDR3. RAM, and it's just a rust bucket right now. But it does what I needed to do. For 2026, I want to focus on learning 3D animation and finishing uploading 3 light novel stories. Timing it right, you can do it. You can finish it. Absolutely. You can absolutely do that. Um, Also having just year goals is great. What's your goals for 2026? The same goals of like other years. Finding a way to use my talents, my use my interests to support my way of living, which is not even a lot. Like what? I'm good. I'm literally good if I'm able to make like $400 a month. Where I am right now, I think it's good if I make $400 a month, like stably, in a stable way, like confidently. Like I scrape by that number. I use some of my nest egg money to do that. I would have a lot more money in my nest egg if my parents just didn't make me pay rent every month for some reason. Um, and they still want me to get like health insurance. They still want me to get like different insurance. I'm like, what's that money going to? Like, what's that 350 going to? I don't care any like whatever. Like literally whatever. Like thinking about it pisses me off. I missed the podcast you do with your friends. I forgot his name. I used to watch the VOD while drawing. Are you talking about the drawing solo podcast? What I did like a lot of when I would gather different artists, or are you just talking about when I just are you talking about just talking when it was just Matt and I? Yeah, it's like I would do a lot more things. It's yeah, Matt. Okay, so just talking. Yeah, it's funny. Matt does say that he would sometimes go back and rewatch the podcast, like the videos that we would do together, just to see like how bad we were, and he still says that we were. He still finds like our banter, our back and forth, pretty funny. Unhinged podcast were neat. He used to make crazy jokes. Matt also wanted to do a podcast uh with himself, like it was like where he would interview people close to him, and I was the first guest, and I was the unhinged one. I got to be the unhinged one, but I don't think he released it. I got, but that's just how it is. I like to repeat what I heard, but I think my account might get flagged. Oh, what was it? What was it about? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. My mind is just going back to the insurance thing. They're like, Mason, you should get health insurance. I'm like, health insurance for what? I don't leave the house. I don't have a job. I don't want to go, like I don't even have a car, right? Like I don't even want to get a job, because if I get a job, then I will have to like then it would make sense for me to get all these different insurances that I don't even want, because I don't even want the job to begin with, just so I can make money to pay to live. And I'm like, and like literally, the more that I think about it, I'm like, killing myself is more preferable. And the only reason why I haven't killed myself yet is because I'm Christian. USA hospitals are crazy though. Like I'll deal with it. I don't care. About a group of people about the Middle East. Oh, okay, them. All right, true. I mean that also goes into like a video that I saw what should we call it, before I streamed, about a guy like this guy who calls himself a schizo, and he was talking about how normies, they are very cruel, and it got to a point to he was down the same train of thought that I was down, about that the life that we were given is not good, and we don't know a good way to fight our way out of it. And he was talking about like he was like thinking about ways of terminating himself, and he decided not to do it because he decided to take a chance on making YouTube videos. And he was like, "Oh yeah," and like the YouTube video stuff was just worked out for him. And I was like, "Man, I wish that was me." But you know what? You know what? It was like I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Like at all. I guess God has a different plan for me. I just don't know what. Many generations before us thought the same, so meh. That's like, what am I supposed? Yeah, that is true, but what am I supposed to do with that information? You know what I mean? Stop crying and get to work. You mentioned how you don't even read comics anymore, so what keeps you going? Um, what keeps me stopping? It's more what keeps me from stopping. It's not really anything that keeps me going. It's just there's more things that's keeping me from stopping. And I feel like that's more, that's the, it's a there's a difference. Like I work on the comics not because it's profitable, because it keeps my mind active. Because if I don't do it, I rot. Before I thought I would work on the comics is because I feel like I had a story that needs to be told and nobody could tell it other than me. And what got me out of that idea was literally just looking at uh, the utter state of garbage in media that's out there, and people will just eat slop, just like the worst brand named entertainment, like the worst kind of entertainment that you can ever imagine, just because it has a brand on it, and they will look at you dead in the eye and tell you it's good. So I'm like, okay, my story doesn't matter. That's it, and just period. Even though people said like my stuff is good, I'm like, that's great, but so many times people tell me like your stuff is good, they just don't financially back it. So I'm like, okay, yeah, there's that. Then I decided to like keep working on the comics to keep my brain active, you know. Um, was Yeah, like wait, sorry, I was looking at your thing. I was looking at your comment. But like I work on the comics to honestly keep my brain active, because if I feel like I gotta like I don't I feel like if I feel like I have to like do something like this, oh my gosh, that reminds me. That reminds me, dude. I was like this when I was in middle school too. Oh my gosh, I remember. I remember when I was in middle school. My English teacher, like he had this really retarded idea of just like getting as much information, cramming as much information in our mind, like naming every 50 states and their capitals, all of the oceans and like all that junk, and on top of an English test, right? And I remember I broke down. I was like, this doesn't matter. We're all just gonna die anyway. Like, why do I need to know this stuff? I remember I was like, I wanted to like freaking cut myself. I remember I was like, it was in middle, like seventh grade. I was like, this is stupid. Why am I doing this? That was like the most. That was like the I don't know why. It was probably I had ideas, but as I was sitting in that class in that cold room in that cold trailer room, having a teacher tell me like what retarded shit I was supposed to do that day, I was like, why am I doing this? Why do I have to do this? I don't want to graduate. I don't want to graduate at middle school. I don't want to go to high school. I don't want to get a job. Like everything that the world is giving to me, I don't want it, because I don't it doesn't compute, it doesn't last anyway. And it's so funny because like as I grew up, I was vindicated. Like other people, like every like for I was vindicated in a way because of just looking at how everything turned out. Um, I just had this idea of like this kind of sucks, and checking out just feels preferable than just going within pretending that I'm living life. You know what I mean? But I remember my dad says like you have your like I remember when I was young, I was still I was still writing. Like I pulled this out sometimes. So like these like this is like my manuscripts that I would write when I was like in middle school. I still have these. I never threw these away. Of like the first ideas of stories that I wanted to tell. Um I remember I was like into that kind of stuff, and my dad was like, "Yo, you just can't kill yourself." No, yeah, I remember I was at school, I was crying, I was like, I want to kill myself, and like when I was in the seventh grade. Well, yeah, it was seventh grade. I was like, I wanted to kill myself so bad. It was like so bad, dude. And the teacher was like, "Whoa, I don't know what's going on here." So they called my dad, and my dad was like, "Dude, you can't kill yourself. You're pretty good at writing. You gotta keep doing that." Keep doing your thing, and so funny how life just got me like right back here, where it's like um I'm back against the wall. And it's like, wow, it's either do this or just live what different people think is life and just be okay with that. And I'm like, wow, holy crap. I'm like, wow, holy crap, this is not, nothing's changed. This is still bad. And the difference between now and then, I thought if I had the freedom to do whatever I wanted to do, I can make whatever I wanted to make work, right? But here I am now, doing more than literally anybody I have ever seen on the internet or in real life. Like I would go to events with people who do the similar things making comics. They don't even know what a what's the word? They don't even know what a theme is. They don't know what they don't know what story structure is. They don't know like basic philosophy behind writing. And I would just I would just sit them down, like have a crash course session about how to write characters and how to market and how to do everything left, right, like up, down, and left, right, and center, right? And I would say all of that, but yet I still can't make like a monthly income with the stories that I make. Uh and then you would have like my parents just breathing down my neck saying like you have to make money this work or just get a job. And I'm like, dude, get a job, get insurance, get all this stuff, get all this money piling up, and none of their ideas are helping because they've already given up. My dad runs a church, but it's like whatever. Um, like that's his dream, but other and he's that's his dream. He's living it. He's doing whatever. But other than that, it's like doing something else. I'm like, yeah, just like if I go to work all day and then I come home just to work on my comics that aren't even working, I'll be like, yeah, there's it's literally no hope. Like why even work? Why even do anything anymore? And I hate the feeling of rotting, of doing nothing, of playing video game, just inputting content all day, like watching YouTube, playing video games, reading comics. I hate doing that all day and not outputting anything. And I would love to do YouTube, but the analytics depresses me. It demoralizes me. Like it doesn't. You would think that making content would allow you to reach an audience, but that YouTube audience, it's just ugh. Comics has so few success stories. It's depressing. Yeah, but my yeah. I really think the reason why we don't there's not a lot of comic success stories is because people just don't know how to market. They would rather rely on a publishing company to do the marketing for them, and that publishing company doesn't really have to market their stuff. They just have to market what works. And maybe, just maybe, if you do your job in marketing it for them, they can handle the legal stuff and say, "Oh, yeah, handle the legal stuff." But that's only if your stuff it gets popular. Because I've heard like so many like business stuff in comics, you know, that's like what? Yeah, no, you're better off by yourself sometimes. It's just another like dead institution. Yeah, it's so yeah. So it's like, and it's like one of those things that I just don't feel like talking to my parents about, or just anybody that like my parents or my family about, because every time when I talk like this or feel this way, they're like whatever. feel like you're just being emotional again. I'm like, all right, my feelings don't, and that really made me grow to be callous of like a lot of people's feelings. That made me callous. Um, I may be charismatic. I'm there's like one funny thing is like I'm likable when you don't know me, but when you disagree with me, then that's when I get really unlikable, and I'm like, well, that's just how it is. And I just get that from my parents, from like people around me. Like YouTube and Later Take That came in 2005 and gave a chance for independent video creators, but there's no equivalent platform for a comic creator. I don't think. I don't know. Really don't. I really. Actually, no. The reason why there isn't is because YouTube and TikTok is not profitable. Like the closest thing to that is webtoons, and there has been like there have been so many different webtoons competitors, but they can't do what webtoons doesn't can do because they just don't have the money that they have, and webtoon still doesn't want to like pay the people who like uploads their stuff for free. Like a platform with a real audience, not webtoons or manga plus creator. Yeah, it's just not that because people don't. I don't. I doubt people care that much about the medium. That's just it. There's way more people. Webtoons doesn't have an algorithm like YouTube. Yeah, that's also that's well one thing. Yeah, it's just not. It's just not there. It's literally just not there. You're just gonna have to. You're just gonna have to like learn how to sell. That's like the That's why I feel is the silver lining is like learning how to sell because I was able to make way more. I can go outside and able to make way more money just like in flea and farmers markets. The reason why I don't do flea and farmers markets anymore is because I won't say it's expensive. It's just labor intensive. It's labor intensive. Going out in the morning, uh, sitting outside in the elements for like 5 hours, convincing people to buy your books. That's not hard because it's just like a conversation. Usually, after you have a conversation with people, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I like you. I want to support you." And like the thing is, like, um, a good thing that comes from it is like people like I don't want to be 30 years old and haven't been able to live off of my work. That like what's I don't like thinking like that. I don't like thinking like that. I want to cuz like the thing about deadlines is that you're going to be depressed when you have deadlines like that. Cuz ask me how I know. When you give yourself deadlines like that, you're going to find yourself depressed because you really just don't know what life's going to throw at you or what life is going to withhold from you. Ask me how I know. That's why if I ask myself anything, because my parents are old, they can't support me indefinitely. Um, the question that I'd rather, like the statement that I'd rather have myself ask is like, how can I reach that? It's like I'm not like I don't want to be this age and doing this. I'm like, how can I get to the way? I guess what keeps me from stopping is my mind is still active and I constantly ask myself like how can I get to where I need to be with the information that with the tools that I have at my disposal. And A good reason why I'm not stopping. What keeps me asking that question, because I do feel like this is a God given talent. Um, God has given me an intellectual mind to figure out how to make this work. Um, like I said, like belief in God has been is paramount to me, because if I don't have that, then I'm like I really don't care about literally anything, right? If there is no God, if there is no God, no one can like get me to care about literally anything, even life itself. Um, what else? But I think about how can I use the tools at my disposal to get to where I need to be. And since and like one thing that I always say is like the cool part about being an adult is that nobody can tell you what to do, but the worst part about being an adult is that no one can really tell you what to do, because there's so many ways to go around it. You instantly want to find like some advice, a mentor that can tell you like to do X, Y, and Z, and you'll get like results. Like you get proven results, and that's why I say like, why do you like what's my like earlier in the stream you asked what would I do, what would I do when it comes to marketing, or what's the best marketing strategy. The best thing I can say is like do what you can and not go to jail. As long as you're not going to jail and you're getting eyes and sales on your thing, it's all permissible. Just don't go to jail. Just don't get just don't get in trouble with the law. Right? And like after like when you have that, it's like you're fine. You just like that's what I've learned. Don't go to jail. Like do what you can without do what you can without going to jail, without getting yourself killed. Ah, shoot. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. I think what but yeah, like I think it's sometimes getting so bad that I just ended up like listening to daily affirmations. That also melds me out. What do you think about reaction videos? I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you, dude. Look at the go back. Look at the 1.5 thousand videos that I've uploaded on this channel. Look at that 1.5 thousand videos, 1.5K videos on this upload on this YouTube channel. If you ask me for content ideas, just look at that. Look at that number. Look at that number, and let me tell you that I'm tired. I am so tired. Look at that. Just look at that number. Man, I would absolutely love if that 1.5 like number, if that 1.5 number guaranteed, like, I want to say subscribers, because some subscribers don't really mean anything anymore. You're one video away from it. Yeah, yeah, true. Yeah, one video, you're just one video away. Just one video away. Yeah, like anytime there's like a video recommendation, just look at that number, 1.5, and it's growing within every stream that I do, which I stream like at least 3 times a week, at least now. Um, yeah, it's just I don't. I just if you like any ideas that you want to do for me, you can do it for yourself, and you'll probably do better. Maybe you'll most likely do better. Like any the best way somebody could help me support me is just giving me money. That's just it. That's just it. Literally. That's just it. That's just it. Share the streams or give me money. That's like video suggestions. Sorry, I'm burnt out. I'm tired. 1.5 uploads later. Yeah. 1.5 thousand uploads later. I was just talking in general. Oh, in general? Oh, yeah. I mean, I like listen in general, I like listening to reaction videos. Um do you think it is moral or creative in a sense? It's I don't hate it. No, I don't hate it. I what like not I like I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna front. Like usually I watch YouTube by myself, but if and I notice that people don't mind, like especially when it comes to like a streamers or whatever, if they're like streaming content or not streaming content, but like watching a video isn't moral. I don't get. I think it's amoral. Is it creative? No, not really. I mean, it depends on the guy's thoughts because if you watch, because I like the reaction videos that I like listening to is when the person watching it, they have their input on it. They have their own like idea of saying like why this is a good idea, why this is a bad idea, their ideas, their thoughts on the editing of the video, um, or interacting with the video as a conversation piece or as a jump start of an actual conversation. Um, there's a good way of doing it and a bad way of doing it. And the YouTuber that I watch that like does stuff like that on his streams, he's an interesting guy. Oh, sorry, I should stop putting this mic close to me. Whatever. He's an interesting guy, so I don't mind watching uh that kind of stuff if the guy's interesting. If the guy's not interesting, then I just won't watch it. The guy has like a lot of fans that watches his like reactions or her reactions. I I just don't care. I think people just like slop at the end of the day. If people are willing to watch garbage content, then they will watch garbage content. It's just the way that it is. I asked because I'm having a discussion with a friend about how I was consuming more reaction content about film series than the actual films or original content. It was about the same. Oh, um, reaction content about film? Oh, you mean like review? You mean like reviews or like people just talking about? I mean, I really don't have an issue with that, to be honest, because people are so busy. Or video essays about film or games. Oh yeah, yeah, I understand. Watching film, like watching video essays about film or games, I completely get it. Because if on the creator side of the video, they're talking about something that they experienced, and they want to share their opinion on it, and like you're not, and just by listening to their opinion, like yeah, there is that idea, there is that chance of you adopting their opinion on something that you haven't experienced for yourself. But at the same time, like are you actually going? You have to ask yourself: are you really going to like play that game or like watch that movie? Like a lot of the times, I like listening to those things because I like listening to them to like video essays or what have you on certain topics, games, movies, other medium, because I like dissecting how people think. But I'm scared that my opinion might be activated or shaped by theirs. No, yeah, no, that's going to happen. That's literally going to happen. You no, you can't really fight it. That's going to happen. And like, there's no such thing as an original thought as long as you as I think as long as you really think about their ideas or why they think the way that they do or why they explain the way they do, it's like I don't think it's that big of a deal because you can always still agree or disagree. You know what I mean? Like, that worry of stealing someone else's opinions. It's like no, like you can that is pretty much an issue if you're not aware that that is possible. You just have to understand that hearing their ideas isn't necessarily yours. You can still agree or disagree with the conclusion that they made on that idea. And for me, I like listening to those. I like listening to those types of videos because because I as a writer I want to understand why people like things so I can emulate it in my own things. So I can find what not what yeah, so I can find what to emulate and how to emulate it just by listening to how a person who actually like it explain why they like it. You know what I mean? That's why I'm like I don't like just constantly consuming things. I want to produce things. And listening to video essays and such like that, that is still consuming. And for a person like me who likes to emulate stuff, I like hearing why other people like the things that they like. So when there's a conversation, and that's usually that honestly that's just how that's how I have conversations with people, right? That's like how every conversation goes. Like you ask people what they like about something, and just by them explaining what they like or what they like or why they like something, you gain information for the next conversation you might have with somebody else. And then you'll have more information on why somebody would like a thing. Because like when I hear a lot of things, I with a person who when I'm in a conversation with somebody that has an interest that I'm personally not interested in, but I hear a lot of people have enough interested in it, like sports, I would say, "Oh yeah, I heard da 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 da." Just like it actually it's so funny. It's like when it comes to topics like sports or weed, cannabis, like I have no interest in either one of those things, but I remember I was around people that were interested in those things, and just by being a good conversationalist is usually just being an active listener, which is pretty much letting people talk about what their interests are. You will gain general knowledge that would help in conversations, and that's pretty much it. When you're talking to somebody, you are intentionally downloading other people's ideas, other people's thoughts, just like what we're doing right now with this conversation. Like the I think the scariest ideas is thinking that your ideas are your own. I remember I was having a conversation with Matt, and I it was about something very controversial, and I remember I said, "Where'd you get this idea from?" And he said, "Like I came to this idea by myself." And I'm like, the first thing that came to my mind was like, "That's the scariest. That's one of the scariest things you could probably say. A human being can probably say." Like thinking that your ideas don't come from anywhere, that you naturally come to your own ideas. You can synthesize, like you don't. I don't believe anybody like has an original thought, right? If you don't know where your ideas come from, that's scary, right? That you know what I mean? Like I would like to know where my ideas come from. If I'd say like, oh yeah, this idea came from me, like no. Nothing comes from a vacuum, brother. Nothing comes from a vacuum. Um, I think yeah, ideas are nothing comes from a vacuum. I think knowing where your I like I think being able to synthesize your ideas is more important, is paramount, because I remember I had a recent thought about free will, and my hypothesis was people usually think that free will is about choice, but it's about consciousness. Dust doesn't come from the vacuum. That's a really good idea. That's a really good analogy. Dust does not come from a vacuum. Yeah. I had an idea when it comes to like free will, and I noticed that usually the surface level conversation about free will, it really comes from the idea of choice. And I was like, and I disagreed with that. I feel like the idea of free will comes from consciousness, and what made me come to that idea is after playing Shimigami Tensei 4. The chaos factions, the chaos daemons, they say when you align yourself with law, you are giving up your free will. And I was like, no. Like I just completely dislike the idea that if you side with law, if you side with God, that then you give up your free will. And the reason why it was stupid to me was I am like just like when you look at the perspective of chaos, you think that you are beholden to your own will, but you are at the you are a slave to your physical abilities. You are a slave to your body. You are a slave to your flesh. And it's like when the Bible says like you have to you have two masters, like Lamont, like no my F in the chat knows. I think F in the chat knows. Death in the chat's probably here already. But the idea that you will always you always serve a master. It's either God or like your flesh, right? And what and that gave me the idea of saying you can't have this narrative of saying light and chaos are the two sides of the same coin and still have this idea that law is giving up your free will while chaos is taking control of your free will. And I said that free will isn't about that made me realize the whole, I hate to say hypocrisy, but the lack of self-awareness of that position made me realize that free will isn't about choice, it's about consciousness. It's about being free to see your choices and having the will to analyze the outcomes. Freedom is seeing or being aware of your choices, whether it's like one either if you have no choice or infinite choices, and having the will to analyze the consequences of said actions, because we all have minds, all have wills, we all can sense the we have the ability to recognize patterns, and how and what causes what's the best decisions for us is being able to recognize the patterns of the of ideas like that in the past, to make our decisions that best fits our needs, right? And I'm like, okay, so that's a better idea or better understanding of free will for me personally. And that's why, like, a lot of, like, when I was like growing up, it was like a debate, a never-ending debate, a never-ending idea of free will or determinism, free will, like determinism or predestinate, free will or predestination, free will, determinism, free will, da 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 da, right? And I'm like, oh no, it's not that. It's just consciousness. It's all about consciousness, not decisions, just consciousness. Um, but yeah, and also funny enough, a lot of the ideas that like SMT four got from was from Jung and Nietzsche, and I was like, oh, that's why, that's why. And if you don't know me, like, I don't like Nietzsche. I think his ideas are pretty, like, I like stealing some of his ideas, but his overall ideas, it's just a nerd. He just feels like a nerd that wants to be born in a time, he longs for a time that he wasn't born in, and just constantly copes and seethes of the victory of Christianity, and overall a satanic thinker. Why you don't like Nietzsche? Oh, he's just like, oh, I tried reading Beyond Good and Evil. I tried reading Thus Spoke Zarathustra. It just feels like he, if anything, to put it simply, he just copes of the absolute domination of Christianity, and he doesn't, and really hates to think about the overall good that it provided. I think he's compelling to a lot of people in the modern day, because a lot of people want, well, in a certain generation, because a lot of people want to imagine a world living in a like a post-religious society, and that's hold on, I saw your question, and let me finish my thought. I think Nietzsche, like, is very appealing to people who want to live in a a post Christian or a post religion society, because that's pretty much his way of thinking. From generally what I got was that he thinks that the idea, the like, man strive should see it within it himself to find, to have that meaning, to have that meaning of reality, to overcome himself, to be the master of reality. Well, Warhammer 40k has a funny spin to it. I hear a lot of good philosophical ideas from Warhammer 40k. Every time I hear something about Warhammer 40k, it's somebody saying like, "Yeah, this is like so. This is like a lot of like spiritual battle, a lot of spiritual connotations that like relate to the modern day." But yeah, a lot of things about like Nietzsche just appeals to people who want to live in a post-Christian, a post-religious, a post-Christian society, and they want to find a way to make it work, or find a way to find a new mythos, find a new reason for humanity to live on. And like, trying to read some of his work, it's just it's cope. He, and like any idea that wants to throw away the notion of such a foundational aspect to the human experience, such as religion, it's just hell. It's death. It's literally death to me. It's literally death to me. I mean, there's a lot of good material, but good average level. Okay. To you, who is the best philosopher? I don't really think about. I don't really read a lot of philosophers, really. I like stories. I um, my the easiest answer to that would just be Christ, honestly. Jesus Christ. Really profound thinker, I suppose. A really profound thinker, really profound speaker. He and I was thinking why a lot of even the Buddhists like him because with I remember I was having a conversation with one of my cousins, and he was telling me his issues with Buddhism in the whole end goal of reaching nirvana. And I remember I was thinking that I feel like Buddhists would like Christ because because he came to this earth already knowing what he's meant to do. Like he doesn't fight fate. He just accepts like that. Like he doesn't fight what he was meant to do on this world. Even though the Buddhists were like, or don't even see that he is like the son of God, but the way that he talked, the way that like his whole philosophy, the way that he talked, the way that he realized that everything has a purpose, everything when it comes to money, when it comes to when the things of the faith, when it comes to things of the earth, when it comes to everything in between of how to how to go about life and such. And a lot of things were just like here are the most important things, here are the basic things. And then he after his mission was done, he ascended, right? He didn't even fight it. Uh I think that's pretty cool. Other than that, I want to read up on more on like church fathers. Uh Saint Augustine, um Chris like books what was it? Christoph. I can't read. It's not even English. There was a moment where I was just reading church fathers because it's funny because like all church fathers they dedicate their entire lives into like thinking about the philosophy within the Old and New Testament, and that is pretty golden to me. I like that a lot. Knowing anything about me, it's like like my bedrock in life, and a saying that I would that I would pass on to my kids would be would be from the sorry, it would be from Ecclesiastes of search be search for knowledge within the fear of God. And I think that's pretty much sums up my thoughts on philosophy. To me, you sound more like a film director than a cartoonist. I don't know why. The funniest thing is it goes into why I'm doing what I'm doing. Um, I originally wanted to be in film. I wanted to make cartoons, film and animation. But yeah, even the first things that I shoot, darn dog. Like I said, way back when I was in seventh grade, like what? I had to be like 12, like around 2010, 2011, 2012, whatever. Like, you can't really pick it up, but these were manuscripts. I was writing manuscripts when I was at a very young age. Like, writing was like what I wanted, is like, I feel like that's like my calling. I feel like that is what I'm destined to do. It's what appeals to me like real quick, right? Um, I wanted to do animation as a way to like try it out, but animation took a long time. Then I found comics, and I saw how uh, the storyboards were just comics, and I read a couple of books to copy to emulate the flow of it. I was really heavy. I was like really heavy in it like a couple years ago when I was like when I was like making the first Purgatory Academy. Then I tried again with the second book. Then Chimera Island, just reading different mangas, like looking at the panel layout, and I really fell in love with the form of it. Honestly, Because when I'm emulating something, I want to do it good. I want it to look good, right? So if I'm adopting a new medium, I want to see how the medium looks. The people who are best at the medium, like what inspires them, and how do they tell the stories that they tell, right? And then there's like a lot of parallels when it comes to like film, and it comes to uh when it comes to film because of the cinematography, the dialogue, the cinematography, the dialogue, and the dialogue is such a funny thing because I remember the one thing that a common not complaint, a common note that I would hear people say when they read the comics that I make is that it doesn't sound like a comic. It doesn't read like a comic. It reads like a show. It reads like a TV show. It reads like a movie, right? And that's because it's pretty much a found like trying to imitate film was the foundation. Um but I want to exemplify. But when I'm in a medium, I want to respect the medium in the sense of using the best, the absolute best what the medium has to offer, and trying to use what I do and to mix what I know with what I have. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, yeah, but there's that. Ugh, there's that. Um, what else? What else? Have you watched the cartoon Animal Farm? I It touches on how idealistic revolutions can be hijacked by tyrants who manipulate the language and distort the truth. I need to watch the film. I have not watched the film. I know the story of Animal Farm. I think Animal Farm is like one of the very few um stories that I don't have an issue when it has like anthropomorphic animals as the main characters, because like I have like a little bit of a rant going ongoing rant that I just hate furry media in general. I hate furry medium in general because I'm like, why does this character have to be a dog? Why does a character have to be an animal generally? And I hate the idea of aesthetics because it's like, come on, dude, just make them human. Just make them visually interesting humans. But when it comes to stories like Animal Farm or fairy tales like The Three Little Pigs or The Scorpion and the Frog, I remember your rant about furries. I almost died laughing. Oh yeah. Yeah, I hate it. Yeah, I just hate furry media so much. I'm like, just make them human. Oh my gosh, dude. I remember there was like several years ago. I don't think you were subscribed, but it was like I was talking about Odd Taxi about how I hated like that's like a standing gripe that I have. I remember I made a video about why I hate Odd Taxi and like the direction of having like furry creatures as characters. And I remember I deleted it because I was just so done with the how stupid the YouTube audience can be, cuz it was gaining attention, but everybody it was just bad take after bad take after bad take to the point where I just realized people were just like watching the video and commenting just because they saw the title and they just called me retarded. And I'm like, I need to like, I'm like, man, less people need. I'm like, wow, maybe freedom of speech was a mistake. It's like stuff like that that makes me feel like, man, freedom of speech was a mistake, dog. Not everybody should be free to speak. Oh my gosh. People used to think Chimera Island was about furries. Um, you know what the funniest thing about Chimera Island is? Like, if I didn't make it, I probably wouldn't look at it because I don't know why. I sometimes feel like that. If I didn't make Chimera Island, I wouldn't care about it. What the thing that I like about Chimera Island so much is because I want to. It's super meta because the reason why like all the characters in Chimera Island are like furry creatures is because they are they are supposed to be they're freaks of nature. They're literally just freaks of nature. Um, Usually like that was supposed to be like a big reveal. But me knowing how I am, I'm like I like spoiling things. I don't care because like I don't know if I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, so I'm just gonna spoil all my ideas when I have the chance. Because like, I don't care. Like, but yeah, those like chimeras are just literally freaks of nature. They are just like like they're just freaks of nature. They are human. They're not humans per se. Um, Literal human animal hybrids. So the reason why they're animals is because they are because they because they are like genetically modified to be human byproducts. They're supposed to they are made to be like byproducts to be sold by the overseers. So like the thing about yeah, and the thing about Chimera Island that I like so much is because it doesn't. I think a lot of ideas, a lot of furry media, they want to talk about subjects of diversity and racism and whatever, and like fundamentally human concepts. And I'm like, you cannot do this with animals, dude. You cannot do this with animals. Like you cannot talk about racism with animals, dude. Stop. Do it with humans. If you don't think if you're not comfortable doing it with humans, the thing that it's the thing that is going to affect people the most, then don't talk about it at all. But like but I like Animal Farm a lot more because it doesn't talk like it does fundamentally talk about human concepts, but the whole framing of it isn't about the type of animal. It's about the position that like them being animals is kind of beside the point where it's more about positions like social positions and like the whole reason why they're all a farm is like a allegory for society or allegory for society or an allegory for an economic structure or just work or like a job, right? Like it's supposed to like it as an allegory. Like the farmer has a like I like Watership Down. I haven't seen Watership Down. I heard it's traumatizing. I should probably look at it. I know it's one on the list of things that like I probably should look at it, but I just haven't seen it yet. But like with Animal Farm, like every character has like a counterpart that you can attribute, that you can pinpoint to something in reality, right? Like unmistakably, like the farmer, the farm, the pig, like like the people who benefit, the people the animals that benefit the upkeep of the farm versus the other animals that just like the rats that just constantly takes away. Why hasn't there been more stories like Animal Farm these days? Because people aren't good. I wouldn't say people aren't good. It's just like the people who aren't good has more money. I don't think it's like I think it's mostly just people who aren't good has more money. That's just it. They don't have the connections. The reason why we like entertainment is the way that it is right now is because there was like a golden decade where companies would just find people, just find creators, like comic creators, and they would just like pluck them and say, "Okay, we want your skill. You're good at writing. We know that you're good at writing comics, so come here and like write a cartoon for us. Come here and write a movie for us. Come here and like do X, Y, and Z." That was like 90s and 2000s. They don't do that anymore. Everything is just like for I know that was like the case for like for cartoons in a while, but that was like I know that was a thing for like the 90s and 2000s. They don't do that anymore. Now it just goes back to status quo of it's literally who you know. And it's not really about how people can make good content. It's more about how they can make content that people will watch. Like it's just two completely different things. Like The Boys, like come on. Like it's not about if it's good. It's about if people are willing to watch it, and if people are willing to watch it, and like entertainment has been just a sinking ship to the point that they don't want to risk getting new blood in. They would rather get like a friend that they know hired so they can make more garbage. It's like nepotism in the worst way. I'm fine with like on paper. I'm genuinely fine with nepotism because you have to look after your own tribe before you like look at after something else. But these entertainment companies, they have like infinite money to make just the purest garbage, and they have like very tight knit communities. Typically, people of a certain Middle Eastern specific Middle Eastern identity, ethnicity, whatever. Um, they want to make sure that they are fed first, and anything else outside of that is just literally whatever. It's whatever. It's demoralizing. Like every cartoon these days are demoralizing or just out of touch or retarded. Yeah, I don't pay attention to like cartoons these days. Like what like the cart like I know in Cartoon Network, the Amazing World of Gumball is back. Adventure Time is back. A regular show is back. The cartoons from like 10 years ago are back. Dude, I remember I was like talking with my friend, and I said, "Yo, if I was one of the CN era creators, like David Feist from Cow and Chicken, or Maxwell Adams from like Billy and Mandy, or Mr. Warburton from Kids Next Door, like these guys, or like John R. Dilworth of Courage, I might be like I'm leaving some. Oh, Craig McCracken's doing fine. He's been having some shows, and like Gendy Tredagoski, it's like he's fine. He got so much movie deals, and he has like Adult Swim. Like he's still kicking it with those guys. Like they're fine. He's fine, and he just got a Netflix. He finished producing a Netflix movie like Fixed. Like he's doing all right. I think he's doing all right. But like those guys, that era of Cartoon Network, I like yo. If I was them, I would be punching the air so much, dog. Like yo, well, I know Maxwell Adams. He does not want to work with Cartoon Network like ever again. They got burnt out. But the other guys, I'm sure they would be punching the air right now, like begging on their hands and knees for Cartoon Network to revive their cartoons. And like their target audience are old enough to buy merch. Like come on, like yeah, I would hate like it must be super frustrating to like give Cartoon Network their best lineup, like their hands down best lineup, and then Cartoon Network are like, yeah, we're not trying. Like we tried doing new cartoons, but they just don't hit as well as like the 2010s eras of Adventure Time, regular show, da 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 da. So we're just gonna reboot them, dog. I'd be livid. I'd be like, yo, yo, what? I'd be like, yeah. Oh man. Yeah, what Adventure Time is having like its third reboot on like Disney, and it's like a prequel to the base series. Like, yo, I would be so livid, so mad. Um, yeah, didn't you pitch a show for Adult Swim? That could have been epic. Oh yeah. The really funny thing about that is I found out about the Adult Swim, what do they call it, development pit meetings. I learned about that development meetings because like a guy that I was friends with at the time, he he was like a rebel taxi a log basically, and he saw the creator Pan Pizza the rebel taxi guy. He pitched his cartoon, his Loki IRL comic, to them, and it was cringe. And I saw that. I haven't pitched Purgatory Academy at all. I think I was recently finished with the first book of Purgatory Academy at that time. And I was like, this is disgusting. I can do a better job at that than that. I quickly just developed a PDF. I took panels from my from the book one, and I made a pitch Bible in like a day. I made a pitch Bible in like a day, and I studied like what goes into a pitch Bible by looking at like past development meeting live streams, and I would just like try to find the most copied ideas or just copied formats, and I try to do that. And yeah, cool, awesome. I did a really good job, better than him. But that doesn't mean anything because Loki IRL has a animated pilot right now. But he will always have more like a what do they call it, subscribers and a more dedicated following because he's been doing it way more than I have. Bro, he did it. Yeah, I remember when I was in high school, like freshman in high school, 2014. He's been doing it for a while. He's been doing it for a decade, like over a decade. So he put in his work. No trash to him. He put in his work. But yeah, if it wasn't for like Rebel Taxi, bombing on like meetings, development pitches, or whatever it's called, like I wouldn't have done that. And I wouldn't. And that was a pretty cool way because that taught me how to pitch. It taught me a lot. And it really sucked. It really sucked that Warner Brothers got bought out. It really sucked that Warner Brothers got bought out because I remember the host, the like 2 out of the 3 hosts, they were really messing with me. They were really messing with me. I don't know about that black chick though. She wasn't feeling it. For some reason she was hating. For some reason she was just not feeling it. But the 2 other guys, they were messing with it hard. And I remember one of the guys, were like, "Yeah, come back, do it." And then I probably would have pitched Let's Go Metal Hero or Chimera Island or something like that. Just by like because I probably had it. No, wait, no, I couldn't have done that because I was just done with Purgatory Academy book 1. I don't think they were like. I had Chimera Island as an idea, but yeah, I had Chimera Island as an idea already because Chimera Island came first. Purgatory Academy came second. The reason why I made Purgatory Academy was to see if I was good at storytelling. If I was good at storytelling, and then I would tell Chimera Island. But yeah, that would have been epic. But no, yeah, I guess it was never meant to be because Warner Brothers got bought out. They had to shut that down, and ho hum. It just be like that. But if I had another opportunity, I have the strongest feeling that I would crush it. If like an executive said, "Yo, give me a pitch, like Purgatory Academy, Chimera Island, whatever, I don't care, pitch it to me, and we'll see how it goes." I would crush it. I would absolutely crush it. I feel like if the pitch went through and you got your animated show, your life trajectory would have been totally different. Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's stuff like that where I'm like like cosmically. I feel like I'm it feels like some things just like God is preventing some things to happen because if it did, I would be too powerful. I feel like I know God is like or is like changing things for like the betterment. I know God is making moves and like closing doors and opening them up for like the betterment for my soul. And I wholeheartedly believe that, but it's still funny to think that like God like closed all that just because if I had it, I would be too powerful. I would be like it really feels like if I had some of these opportunities, I would be too powerful. Like so guys like, yeah, you're not doing that. Like, no. I love you, my son, but like you gotta calm down. Yeah, like, you gotta calm down. Yeah, yeah, because like I'm not bitter about it because I have like a strong belief in myself that if I was given another chance, then I would crush it. What's unfortunate is it's a very closed community. Um, People say it's about like who you know, but I think it's just you literally have to be born in it. It's I wholeheartedly believe that it's something that you have to be born in, and like expecting to I would say like throughout like ever since 2020 when I was like posting online, I was hoping that my ideas I would like push it out there and hopefully somebody would like be like, "Yo, I can make something with this." I would have like my Ninja Turtles moment when there would be a toy manufacturer that said like, "Yo, we can make something out of this." And make a bunch of money because that's how like the Ninja Turtles like became so profitable. It was because of they had connections to manufacturers that were able to make merchandise of uh off of their stuff, and that's when like toy sales were like pretty huge. I don't know anything about merch sales right now, and the characters were pretty iconic that kids just absolutely loved. The one thing that I like, if you want to know more, just look at Matt's like Matt, not my friend Matt, but Matt several T's video about the Ninja Turtles. I think the funniest thing that I've learned from that video is that they were selling their comics, their first issue for like 10 cents, but like the comic, but like when they gave it to the comic book stores, they upcharged it to like $5. That's like I think the way that he put it was like that's like buying a 40-page comic for $5 in today's money, and when you try to buy it from a comic book shop, they are selling it to you for $50, and people are still buying it. Now I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how it is. That's so cool. Uh, you give the same vibe as the creator of regular show, JG Quintel. Like if you got your TV show, you would have been one of the most influential creators out there. I think I still think that I still can be. Probably it's like I said, I feel like God is just putting me through a pressure cooker. So like when I actually have that opportunity, I'm just gonna be like, all right, I know where to go. Because no lie. I've been studying the blade. Like, I'm sorry, I just had to say that. I've been studying philosophy, writing in I feel like writing and philosophy are so co-linked, right? I've been studying like art, philosophy, marketing, like all this different stuff while everybody just focuses on like just one thing. And I really wish I could go the independent creator route, but I'm just like I just can't. It's just not working. It's just literally not working for me. It's like until like not working for me yet. And that's why I had the mentality of like, yo, if these companies are not really chopping at the bit to pick someone who is very, very, really cool, very good at what he does, then I'll just do my best to make it without them. So I can like have a life that's worth living and use my influence to make life better for other people. I wholeheartedly want to do that. Like I don't know what I want to do, but I do want to make my area like way better. I do want to make I see like America as like such a not. I feel like America can be like a way better place than it is right now, and I don't think politics is gonna get people where they need to be. I think it. I think all it really takes is having a lot of capital and direction, and that's kind of what I want to do. Like if I can, I want to use my capital to like make America better the best way that I know how. Um and have 7 kids and like with one wife. Not like Elon Musk where I would just like I just meet like an e-girl and just have kids out of wedlock. Actually, I probably want to be like I don't know that much about Ted Turner, but I think that guy's really cool. I like the things that I hear about him. I'm like I kind of want to be. I want to be like that. I kind of want to be like that. Just a guy, just like from what I hear about Ted Turner, he's like a hillbilly that loved cartoons. He just made like jobs to create culture, create like just made the culture of like Cartoon Network. And like Cartoon Network wasn't even the biggest. He like Cartoon Network wasn't even like the biggest player, right? They were like number 3 behind like Disney and Nickelodeon. Farming eggs to shiny hunt, understandable. Yeah, yeah, but I really yeah, it's stuff like that that I really like. Or maybe if I don't know, maybe if I got into like the industry, I'd probably end up like a I'd probably be something like a Dwayne McDuffie. A very he is such a prolific writer, right? He got to do what he wanted to do and just work on superhero stories. Start off with I believe it was like Touchstone, his own comic company. Got that through an acquisition, not through like a partnership with DC. And through that partnership with DC, he was able to climb up the ranks uh, and work on DC properties. Further that into Static Shock, Justice League, and Ben 10. Doing like just and like writing some Justice League movies, like that's really cool. Being able to do stuff like that. I want absolute culture, like American cultural domination. That's my goal. Like that's what I want to do. I don't want to be like as I grow up. I don't want to be famous. I want to be like a shadowy figure. I want to be the guy. I think Kanye West said something like this. I want to be the guy that influences culture that you don't know the name of. I feel like that's really cool. I think Edward Bernays' I also feel like Edward Bernays' book on propaganda and that documentary of the Century of Self. I think anybody who's interested in marketing, uh, I think you owe it to yourself to read up on books about propaganda, not just marketing, but propaganda generally. And I would say Edward Bernays' book and the documentary of the story of the Century of Self. And propaganda is so important when it comes to how you want people to perceive what you make and how I think the quintessential quote is so much of our ideas come from people that we don't even know the names of. And it really and it's really interesting stuff. It's really interesting stuff. I know this is like a little bit further back, but Lamai said that Maxwell Adams was forced out, but he was is working on a comic. Dude, yo, I shout out to Maxwell Adams, dog. Like yo, after Billy and Mandy, he's not really after Billy and Mandy and after Dead Meat being absolutely scammed out of Dead Meat and still going on. That's respect. That's respect. That's also the direction I want to be. A shadow that makes short 3D animation and writes stories myself and creates an IP company that produces cartoons and games. Pokemon with Game Freak. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think get to be I think yeah, that's like a goal. That's like a goal of mine. It's not really a an object like the objectives will write themselves as they come, but that's like one thing that I like to find myself to be. Like being well known is just it just sucks. I would hate to do that. I see what they did with Michael Jackson, and I'm like, I want nothing like that. I don't. I know Michael. I know even Michael Jackson doesn't want anything to do with that. Like he was able to do some good stuff, some good philanthropy, in his life, but there's the good and the bad. But dang, sometimes those bad hits so hard. The bad hits so hard. Like I've been watching a lot of Michael Jackson like content has been like showing up on my YouTube feed, and I'm like, I think I've only listened to the Off the Wall album, and if I can learn anything from that, like he is like I think he is like the closest figure. Uh, MJ got slandered, or was it MJ got slandered, or was it justified? Um, here's the thing. Here's the bottom. A lot of people ask that question, but is the bottom line is literally it doesn't matter because the whole point of the slander is for him to not be a normal, not to be in the good graces of the people anymore. It really, that's the bottom line. A lot of people say like, did he do it or did he not? The entire point is even if he was innocent, I'm not saying anything. The whole point of that slander was to make it so that he could not be in the good graces of the people, and that's like the power of propaganda. Being able to impact American culture and the world's indirectly is only possible for the chosen few. Yeah, but it's also great to shoot for the stars and land on the clouds. You know what I'm saying? It's always fun. It's if you're as a guy once said, if your dreams don't scare you, then they're not. If your dreams don't scare you, then you're not dreaming big enough. Like a lot of people, they're just fine with having like very simple lives. Even Michael Jackson, he wanted a simple life, right? But for a select few, and I'm not talking about those select few. I'm talking about like the ambitious. Um, if you don't shoot for the stars, then like why if you don't shoot for the stars, if you don't shoot to kill, then why are you holding a gun? If you tell a lie big enough and keep repeating it, people will eventually come to believe it. Yeah. Yes. Yes. It goes back to a conversation that I had with a cousin with another cousin that I had. Not I didn't have a cousin. A cousin that I have. Like I remember we had a conversation about the Japanese and the Muslims in Japan And he was like, "Do you expect them do you want the Japanese to kick out the Muslims?" And I'm like, "It doesn't matter." For my base idea was like, "It doesn't matter. It's not my country." But then I was like, "But if I had to say like yes or no, then I'm like, yeah, they can do whatever they want. It's their like then yeah, sure. They've been in Japan for like during like before the BC. They're allowed to be there, right? They were in Japan. The Japanese were in Japan before Christ, so they're allowed to be there. I can see that they are allowed to do whatever in their country. It's their country, right? And he was like that's not just. What like why you like that's not just like why like under what behavior. It didn't really come to be down to behavior, but he said like, do you think that they're going to have like a political takeover of Japan? And I'm like, that's what Islam does. That's like the whole point. And I'm like, do you think they're gonna do that? And I'm like, that's the entire dog. That's the entire point of Islam. And he said like where and he asked for me for like empirical data of Muslims like going to uh parliament, whatever their version of parliament or the government to take over. And I'm like, dude, as soon as somebody asks me for like, yo, give me the data, like give me the data for literally anything, I'm like, you. So if someone asks me for data to give them like empirical data, that tells me that there are France. Yeah, you could say France. You could say like the entire Europe. You can even say India, because like the Hindus and the Muslims have been beefing for forever, right? They've been beefing forever. Um, so like you could say that, but he wanted to say like, but he said like, what about Japan? What about Japan specifically, right? Even in my country of origin, the Muslims are trying to do jihad there. Yeah, I'm like, it's literally in their religion, right? It's literally in their religion. And he said, not everybody follows their religion. And I was like, dude, you can't say give me the empirical data and then say not all, right? I did a work on the instrumentation for an art. Oh yeah, I'll read that later. Like you can't say give me the empirical evidence and then say not all, right? Because you can equate that to your data, any empirical data. Not only that, you like everybody can read the Bible, can have access to the Bible in their phones, and even like get Bibles for free from the Goodwill. We still live in the world where there are like a bunch of denominations of Christianity of everybody saying how the leadership how church leadership should go, and people don't even agree on what the Bible says, like half the time, right? So how do you expect me to believe that you can interpret data when everybody can read the same book and have completely different interpretations of what that means, right? And not only that, he did say like not every Muslim like follows the book, and I'm like, all right, dude, yeah, dude, okay, you're not really. You think you're smart. You think you're smart. This is really why I hate like that was like literally last week, but that's been ringing in my mind, and I'm like, wow, people really like to think that they're smart. It's like these are people that think because other people who think. I'm not saying calling my cousins an idiot. I'm not calling my cousin an idiot, but I'm saying like there's just been a it's just been accepted that people don't come to their own conclusions. They want to take other people's conclusions and say that it's theirs. You know that it came from nothing. I remember I said if I gave you data, like would you? If I gave you data, would you believe in it? I'm not calling him an idiot. I do. But I did. Europe has like some countries deeper than others. UK, France, or further though. I'm not calling him an idiot. I do. Mason. No, that's yeah. That's how you do. That's what you do when you take people out of context. But I'm not calling anybody an idiot.
It's that people really are comfortable with, well, first things first, when someone's asking me for data, that I know that when people do that, they want to look smart in the pursuit of making you look dumb, or they are dumb and they want to look smart. You know, either way, it's not a way to reach wisdom, right? Like I'm not a rhetoric guy. I don't focus on rhetoric because I'm pretty much, maybe they are playing the devil's advocate. I don't like this. That's also a reason why I don't like debating. Like it's why I don't like debating. Sure, you can sharpen your rhetoric. However, what is ever true is going to be true, and it doesn't matter. What's going to be true is going to be true, and it doesn't matter. And you can have. It really doesn't matter what rhetoric you use because the truth is independent, right? And arguing is only interesting to me when everybody comes together to have their perspective on how to move forward as an organization, as a body. But when it comes to, I don't know, politics in Japan, I'm like, this is stupid. Like, who cares? Like, I mean, some people get the kicks out of arguing, even if they don't believe. Yeah, they're just, yeah, that's like knowledge outside of, that's just knowledge outside of God. I'm not interested in that. That's like death to me. That's a waste of time and breath. Let me read something some chats that I missed. Like especially in the age of AI, when we can compete to technology that creates content instantly with the internet as its library. Yeah, that is true. And I didn't work on the instrumentation of art for propaganda purposes. Do not ignore them when I see the signs of propaganda. Yeah, you like no one's immune to propaganda. Like if and what's really funny, as I get older, I avoid more and more what wastes my time. Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. That's literally me. That's honestly why I don't watch a lot of cartoons. That's what, even when I was like watching Invincible, like they would throw in some like utter nonsense that would make me regret spending like my time watching the entire season. Like it's really sad. It like the reason why I don't watch a lot of things anymore. I don't play modern games. I don't watch recent things. Is because it's like it's like when I spend time on something, like when I spend time with something, it just feels like it slaps me in the face when it does something like really retarded, like the Herm episode of Invincible, or like well, what was it? What's her name? Adam Eve getting an abortion, like, and that had nothing to do with the story. They just added it in there, and I'm like, what, dude, just normalization propaganda. Like, oh my god, dude, really? Why? Okay, like why should I care about Japan's relations to Muslims? Yeah, like literally, true. I can't even watch series nowadays. I mean, two reasons. Yeah. Yeah, like I'm like, why should I care about Japan's relations to Muslims? Like China is like literally chopping up Uyghurs. Like China's literally chopping up. That's not funny. It's not funny, but I'm saying that it's not funny. Rhetoric. This is why I can't be a politician. This is why I have to be a shadowy figure. This is why I have to be a shadowy figure. Because I like stuff like this would come out saying, "Yo, China's chopping up Uyghurs." No, But it's like, yeah, why should I care about what when like China, why should I care about that when China's doing something way more heinous and America really doesn't care? America would rather bomb Christians in the Middle East. They would rather bomb people on the other side of the globe. They would rather bomb people on the other side of the globe that has nothing to do with us. And the entire administration just tricked the people with money, the boomers, into saying that this is a good thing. And some of Gen X, another demographic with money, into supporting, giving them million bajillion dollars, money that would go better, that would like be better suited to, I don't know, a better railway system in America, to, I don't know, better a better way to a better way to establish a real American identity. I don't in using propaganda and other things, like, I don't know, just so many different ways to make America a better place. Like it's like it just sucks. It just really sucks. And like, you want me to say like, oh man, Japan's gonna deport everybody? I'm like, I don't care. I mean, I got a brother in Japan, but like, what's gonna happen when they deport him? He has a home to come back to. I know he loves it there because he's been there for 10 years, but he has a home here to come back to, you know. So I don't care. Like, you can't make me care, and I think that's what a lot of people are missing. Like a hierarchy of things that should matter. I feel like I like in the stream I should like increase. I should increase myself like this, but the my camera quality is so bad. It just, I'm just not. It's just not a good idea to do it. Uh, one, you like Japan very much. Two, you can be using it to get a view of a country with very low birth rates in the future 10 years. I think the world would be such a better place if political leaders cared only about what affects the people and not just about the money. Um, um, um. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I don't. I don't think the money is like the end all be all. I think it's deeper than money. I think it's deeper than money. Well, America's problems are deeper than money. I think China defied Islam as I think China defined Islam as a mental illness. Ah, don't remember where I read it. I believe it. I believe it. I don't have to look it up. I believe it. It seems like something they would do. At this point, it's not even a drawing stream, LMAO. Yeah, and like more people. I'm looking at the viewership right now. 7 people. 7 people. And I'm not even drawing. Right? Like, hey, I guess if I was drawing, it would be like, it'd be cool for me. But this is another thing, right? I remember when I was like vibe coding a video game, and that would like get views, but 7 people, let's go. Yeah, 7 people, let's go. I was like trying to vibe code a video game, and I was streaming it, and I remember that was like a lot of. I remember there was like 15 people that was watching it, and I was like, this is not that interesting. Like, watching like drawing feels like a more interesting thing to me. But people don't really stay for that. I would play video games, but people don't stay for the video games. So whatever works works. This is what it is. Change the title to Japan and Muslims. 30 plus weeb will comes. No, I don't know how long this. I don't know how long this stream is gonna be. Well, let me see. Yeah, with the same thumbnail, like art stream. Oh yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Create. I'm just gonna call it like, man. I would do that. Let's see. Let's see. I usually stream for like 3 hours, and well, no, I usually stream for like 3 hours. You don't have the balls. No, like I usually just stream for like 3 hours, and that's. I mean, sure, why not? Why not? Who cares? It's not like I have anywhere else to go tomorrow. Where is it? And this is what I'm talking about with YouTube, right? This is what I'm. Wait, hold up. It says 5 concurrent viewers, but Restream says 7. Okay, so 2 people are on Twitch. I don't know who the heck is on Twitch because it's not the usual. Nobody watches anything on Twitch. That's crazy. But like as I was saying, oh, okay, cool. The audio wasn't on. I was afraid. I was afraid the audio would have been on. Uh, you have Twitch? Yeah. Can we clip your streams? I don't see the options and YouTube YTV. I thought I gave them the. Give me a second. Give me a segment. How do I even do that? I think it would be in the stream settings. Yeah, I would stream on Twitch. Enable auto start, no. Us, no. DVR, no. Closed caption, no. Unless replay when stream ends. Ugh. Dual stream. Yeah, I don't see the option. Live reaction, slow mode, redirect trailer. Yeah, I don't see the option to allow people to clip. Alter content, paid promotions, automatic chapters, featured places, allow embedding. Yeah, I don't see the an opportunity for the audience to clip this. Yup, no clip function. Dang. Yo, what a brother gotta do to get a clip function? Wait, let me ask the internet how to enable clips on YouTube stream. Okay, Google. YouTube Studio. Oh, I have to do it in the advanced settings. Channel. Okay. Can we create a YouTube playlist for short video? That we might find interesting, interact on. Yes, please. I really don't care what you do, as long as you get the message out there. As long as you as long as you do like whatever, like get people to know like what I do and like my content. I don't care. I literally don't care. I literally do not care. Oh wait, there's like a set up an overlay for breaks. Oh, I can do that. That's cool. Let me try it. Let me open up my channel. Let me see if I can enable it real quick. Now that I have the I'm looking at the thumbnail and I'm like, yeah, dang, I did a pretty good job with that thumbnail. It's the little things. You gotta pat your back on the little things. All right. Channel advanced settings. Gotta find the advanced settings. Okay, it's right there. Huh? It's a user ID, change ID, default channel, move channel. Maybe I have to be in the studio instead of the YouTube. Yeah, maybe I have to be in the studio. Settings. Good. Oh, here we go. Channel, advanced settings. No, my stuff is not for kids. Allow automatic dubbing. Yo, what? Review dubs in all languages? That's crazy. Interest-based ads. Yeah, I see it right here. Allow you viewers to clip my content. What? Maybe it's not available for live streams. Yeah, it's checked. Second. Yeah, right here. Read it and weep. Read them and weep. Yeah, but this is like what I was saying with the thing about YouTube. It really feels like trying hard. It doesn't get you anywhere. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to try hard anymore. I see what YouTube does when you try hard. If you're passionate and you try hard. And it's telling me don't do that. So I'm like, okay, so I won't. So I won't. And I'll just like try to focus on, I'll just try to focus on doing what I can. And I guess like it's really funny. See, I try to start drawing again, and people are not interested. Hold on, let me see if I can do this flat. Oh yeah, and I've just been working on the comic a lot less. Which maybe think about what matters more: story or art, marketing. That's the answer. That is the answer. That is the answer. Because the death of the author is so real. The death of the author is so real. The medium is the message. Medium is the message. Death of the author is so real. And I remember that there was a debate on Twitter like a year ago or something where people were arguing, "Oh man, it's harder to be a writer than it is to be an artist." And the artist's like, "No, it's harder to be an artist than it is a writer." And I remember Matt would like sent me that debate, that whole online kerfuffle, and he was like, "Hey Mason, what do you think about this?" And I was like, "I want to see if I can. I think if I can go into the Give me a second. Give me a second. I wonder if I'm able to go into whatchamacallit. Yeah, yeah. The streams. I remember I said something that was pretty cool. And serve. Oh man, I don't. Oh man, I don't think it. I don't remember what I said, but I said like it's annoying hearing people talk about who deserve which is who like which is better or who deserves what when at the end of the day like you are not guaranteed at the end of the day you are not guaranteed an audience, you are not guaranteed anybody to who will look at your work or respond or care. At the end of the day it is marketing. That behavior. Oh no clip. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. At the end of the day, it's marketing. That's what matters most. Because the funds to if you don't have the funds to keep it going, then you're not going to keep making. You're not going to keep making it. That's the thing. Like it's good that in like being in this current era, it really taught me like sometimes it's just clout. You need that funding. You need that attention. And if you don't have it, then you're not going to have a story. You're not going to have a writer or an artist if you don't know how to market your story. If you don't cultivate an audience for that story. So it's really skipping a step. That question is it's skipping a step to the point where once you have very good marketing, whether the art is good or the story is good, like it really doesn't matter if the audience like it, because you're not making it for artists. You're making it for an audience. You're making it for people who don't care about they care about the end result more than they care about the process. For me, it's not that being a composer is hard. The hardest part is to having a feel like a psychological outlet for the director's frustrations and insecurities. Yeah, yeah. But how to create an audience willing to spend money on you? People only tend to spend on the environment if the environment sets them up to. Uh, yeah, that's a completely different question. Yeah, that's a completely different question. I was just answering your first one. Let's see. How to create an audience to spend money. Well, from with what I experience, you're absolutely right. Your answer was in your question. Like you have to be in an environment that sets people up to want to buy stuff for you. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty that's crazy. You just answered your own question. It's like, what did you mean to do that? Was that one entire question? Hmm. Okay. Oh shit. Yeah. Like, yeah. As I get older, I realize there are such things as stupid questions. Sometimes people just answer them on accident while trying to ask the question. So yeah, you're trying to set up the environment, or you're trying to use the environment set to you. I guess in that sense, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to like use the environment of like paid advertising to attract a certain audience who are literally willing to impulse buy. That's literally what I've been doing with my ads. I've literally just given up. I've literally just given up trying to create like free content, because every time I try to do free, one thing that I notice is that when you give out something for free, people really don't care. They do not. Like I gave out like free chapter, like the archives of my comics for free. And PayHip tells me if somebody downloads it. What every time when someone downloads the archive for free, they access the archive for free. They don't download the PDFs. When there's like $1 paywall or $2, $3 paywall, they do. they put money behind it, so they are committed to downloading loading it, and whether they read it, I don't know. Whether they uh do a whatever. I only make my first chapter for my first chapter free. That sounds nice. Actually, no. I wouldn't say anything about it. I don't know. I don't know. That might work. I all I know is that every time when I give something away from for free, nobody downloads the PDFs. They just collect the freebie. They don't come back saying, "Hey, this is cool." They just they just give me the emails. That's it. And nothing. No follow up. No nothing. That I know that must like in a way it's probably on me to get them to follow up and say, "Hey, how do you hey guy, hey buddy, hey buddy, what do you think about the first chapter? If you like the first chapter, can you buy the next chapter? Uh I hope you liked it." Like no, I don't, I'm not interested in that. I'm really not interested in that. I want to like set up an environment where people they they pay $1 to gain access to the first chapter of all of my works. Even the I should put the whatchamacallit, my light novel behind it. Maybe if I find time, if I want to like zen out, I'll try to like hammer out the second chapter of the light novel. Maybe even actually maybe even restructure it because I'm still thinking about the ending of like what I want to say. I already have an ending in mind, but it's mostly about like what do I want to say, you know? Like how do people who live completely different lives like live next to each other? I wouldn't say cohabitate, but how do they move forward? Have you ever written your light novel live? I feel like that's weird. I don't know if I would concentrate. I haven't tried it. Maybe I will. That feels. I probably yeah sure. I probably do that. That sounds like a cool idea. I yeah I'll try to do that. Maybe instead of working on like the comic, I'll just work on the light novel because could work. Yeah, because it really feels like dude. Why are people mm, I hate YouTube so much. Like I want to like I feel like I want to stop streaming because like literally nothing is happening right now. I'm just talking to you guys, and I just saw like the view go up, and I'm like, dude, I'm not doing anything. I'm literally not doing anything. Like there's no music. It's just me. I'm not even drawing. The thumbnail says drawing live. But every time when I draw, people leave, and when I talk to you guys, like that's what people are like. Okay, maybe I'll just like sit in the background. I'm switching tabs. Okay, it's probably you. It's probably you. I watched a video of a woman who pulled her fanfics, who pulled all of her fanfics because she got no feedback, and told people if they wanted to read it, they just have to email her and ask. She got emails. Yeah. Do you read normal books, fiction, philosophical, nonfiction? If yes, which do you recommend? Um, I like read. Which do I recommend? Um, I like reading art books. My favorite art book is I don't think you can buy it anymore. It's like the art book of Rango. It's like a documentary and interview of Gore Verbinski, the director of the movie, and his idea of like explaining how he made it or the philosophy and like the process of in the process of creating a film like that. I think Rango has to be one of my favorite movies ever made. Um, And I know, and it really, yes, I do believe it. It's a movie that really helps. It not only that it helps that it is like it uses animals, but it takes full advantage that it uses animals. So I say like yeah, Rango has to be like one has to be like one of my favorite movies to ever do it, to do what it wants to do, and it feels so me to the fact that it's one of those. Dang, why so many viewers today? I don't. Man, I'm pissed. Like I feel like I should be happy about this, but I'm like, dude. To be honest, stood the pass of time. Yeah. Anyway, the thing that I like about Rango so much is that it's one of those things where just because it's an animated film, people would say it's for kids. But one of the reasons why it was like so troubled in the box office. Well, people had troubles with it with the box office is because of how mature it was. It's like, yeah, it's it's a thing that it knows it's that kids will be watching it, but the subject matter was what the subject matter was more about, or how it treated itself. It it talked to the audience like they were intelligent human beings. And it kind of goes back to like Purgatory Academy, where I remember when I was like selling it at flea markets, there was like this kid. He was like 10, he was like probably like 11 or like 12 years old. Like I remember his dad bought the book and he let his kid read it, and the kid walked up to me and he was like, "Yo, this book is really cool. I liked it." And I'm like, "You're too young to read this book. You're too young to read this book." I was saying that in the back of my mind, but I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm glad you liked it." But I think what people young really gravitated to like something like Purgatory Academy is that it does talk about what it does in a way that doesn't beat you over the head or tell that treats you like you're like dumb about what's going on, just like how Rango did. No, okay, yeah, just how Rango did. But yeah, I really like that stuff. Another book that I read recently, I think the book of Hayao Miyazaki. Well, the first half of that book is very interesting. That goes into Hayao Miyazaki's philosophy when like creating his books. And when I was reading that book, it was like a gift from my brother. Uh, I think yeah, it was a gift from my brother to me because like I think he remembers when I said when I was super young, not super young when I was in high school, I wanted to have like the financial success of Disney while with having the philosophical wit of Miyazaki. Um, I don't know if he remembers that, but I remember I said that something like that. But I remember he got me for Christmas a the Hayao Miyazaki. I think it was like an interview book. I like the first half because it's like an outsider's perspective of what made Miyazaki's books so successful. And the second part of the book was just a glaze fest. I'm not gonna lie, it was just a glaze fest. And it was also a book that made me realize that I probably wouldn't be friends with Miyazaki in real life, because he's just a jaded old man. But what I love, absolutely love about what I picked up about his movies is that he does not want to instill that jadedness onto the next generation. He has reverence for youth, for like people that like the young people who wants to believe, who that it's cool to care about things. It's cool to care about your environment. It's okay to to it's okay to like care about things. And it's stuff like that that makes me really like that makes me profoundly respect what he wants to do with his films. The feedback he got was that they did not feel they need to comment. They were too shy. They were scared their comments would anger her, or they forgot why binge reading. Oh, the feedback she got with the girl, the woman who emailed it. Scared their comments would get anger. They forgot the. Oh, okay. Okay. To be honest with this, that's fine. Kids like reading about people a few years older than them. It makes them feel cool. Yeah, it's called the older brother effect. There's a thing in Mark, like if you see like Hot Wheels or like Barbie or like kids toys, you would like it's like tweens playing with dolls, and no, and like the whole reason why you see like tweens playing with action figures or dolls, they're really trying to sell it to they're really trying to sell it to like babies basically, toddlers, or just like people in the single digits, kids in the single digits. Because I think I don't know if it's called this, but I like to call it the older brother effect or older sister effect. When kids see like older people, their elders do something like a couple years older than them, they think it's cool. They want to do it because they want to look mature. It's kind of it's so like yeah, that's the reason why when you see like toys and like you see tweens playing with toys, that's why they want to target kids younger than them. Because if they see like babies playing with baby toys, they're like, "I'm not a baby." like, I'm not, like they're like, "I'm not a baby. I don't want to play with this. That's gross. I'm not like I'm freaking 12 years old. I lived a full life. Giving me a freaking baby toy. Nah. I lived a full I'm 12 years old. I lived a full life. Yeah, it's just a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Anyway, I'm getting pretty tired. I haven't streamed for this long and this while for a while. Um I probably should have like called a friend by now, but yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, y'all take care. I'm in stream. Peace.